saw a picture on Facebook, Fletch, of you with a broken nose and tissue up your nose. That looks fucked up. Still look beautiful. I'm sure you do. Blah. No tool. I clicked the wrong thing. Shit, why did it export it to? I don't know. There. I know. Right. What did I learn the other day? I learned it was something. What was it? That was massively wrong. Nope. I don't know. Oh, Skype has crashed. Weird. Did it? I don't know. 5 people in the chat. Hello. I'm just waiting on Mr. D. Sands. I'm guessing that's Derek. Hi, Derek. Yeah.
Hello. Organised.
What?
What's the matter?
What are you so organised for?
I don't know.
Why you gotta ruin anything?
Guitar music is caterwauling from a diseased cat.
I know. I was just gonna do some folky singing. Here we go. Go on, keep playing. I went down to the village. I saw a fair maiden.
I'm gonna stop you there.
What?
Because that's terrible.
I was gonna do some folky singing, you know.
You don't want to.
She had beautiful hair of gold.
So this is what we warned you about. You trying to be funny like this. You gotta.
I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to do a serious song.
No,
What's
you're
the matter
not.
with you?
No, you're not.
Chinny just didn't want the song to go viral, and then he wouldn't get paid, and you wouldn't get paid. He wants to make people wait until it comes out as a ringtone. You can buy it.
I see.
Yeah. We alright?
Yeah.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Any reason not to start?
No.
No.
I am recording.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers.
We want Jelly Willis.
Fellas will tell you about every single game that we're playing this week. News,
Oh, I need
reviews,
your
and
advice.
energy pick. Yeah. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
Game breaker.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the
Be
veteran
with Tom.
gamers.
If this were a real attack, you'd be dead.
Can I finish? Please, can I finish?
Switch that
Okay,
console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
You don't ever catch the dragon, Dad!
No! No, I said! I am your father! Put it back on!
Hello and welcome to episode 433 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Yay, 433, and we're coming from you to me. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu and I'm so excited I've done a little bit of Wii.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing.
Right.
that's okay.
Who was that laughing in the background? Was that Millie, was it?
Yes, it was actually, but she's
Yeah.
not in the same room. She's in the other room.
So
but
she
she's
was
very loud, like me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you had a little bit of a wee there, Stu?
I did. I'm so excited. I did a little bit of Wii.
Okay, well, my name's Chinny, and we're
Yeah.
going to get through...
If your name is PUBG Battlemaster! It's happened, people. He did it.
Did it?
I think what's kind of funny is we kind of joked about it last week that it would be cool if he did it at the meetup, and then he did it at the meetup. What's all that about?
So let's
I'll tell you what that's about. I know Chinny's going to say it, but I want to say it. Chinny's had the ability to do this anytime he wanted. He just chose to do it in the meetup.
That's what Tara said, actually. Tara said that. So let's rewind. My name's Mike. Hello.
Sorry.
This is the Veteran Gamers. Not for, we're
Hang
not.
on, I got the real button here. Oh, for God's sake.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll zip that in to make it sound like it was doing it.
Yeah.
At the right-
Okay. So we're not military veterans. Duke, I'm just going to go on your bit. Sorry, we're not military veterans. We're fucking idiots. We stream live on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer, 9 p.m. Sunday. But if you don't want to tune in live, well, you don't have to. It's fine. So we had a meetup at the arcade club in Bury
And we
did.
also
which
met up at Rossi's Pizza in Madison, but you go first.
yes, there was also a meetup in Madison as
Well,
well.
2 meetups in the same weekend. What the hell is all that about?
So yes, we had a bit of a meetup, which is yesterday as we record this, but due to many complaints from people yesterday, we released this show on Thursday, which is like 4 days after.
Actually, can I just stop you there?
Go on.
Can I just stop you there? Rob from Bury, right, was talking to me yesterday, and he said he never listens to the live show because he likes to download it on a Thursday to listen to it on a Friday. I'm just saying, all right?
He can download it on a Monday to listen to it on a
Yeah, there's
Tuesday,
no
couldn't he?
Yeah, but then he wouldn't have it for a Friday, you know, just ready for the
Doesn't
weekend.
make
I'm just
but
saying.
like,
He
but
can wait off on listening to it.
anyway,
until
we're
he
not
doesn't
going
have
to
to download it. Listen to it as soon as he downloads it.
we're not
Anyway,
we're not going to
doesn't
talk
matter,
about
carry on.
that. So we had a
There's thing on
meetup.
his iPhone that makes him listen to things as soon as they're downloaded. Wait a minute, I was listening to this other thing. Shut up, listen to this now.
We had a meetup in Bury at the arcade club, which we'll talk about, I'm sure. And then as I thought, well, I might as well play PUBG just to give it a go. And nobody saw me jump on. I was on my own. Jumped on PUBG, and it was going down. It's sort of like the count was going down, and Jay Marcanix's son had already got a chicken dinner that day, so I thought.
That wasn't his first, was it?
No, it wasn't his first.
No,
And so I was playing away, and it got to about 18. And at this time, Martin was behind me, who we know as Inkman on Twitter, and Sumu and his son was behind me, and then Stu was behind me, and then Antonio was there. And it started to count down. And at this point, really, even when it got to about 8, I'd been there so many times, right?
Yeah.
That at this point, I don't really get that excited. So I thought, well, okay, keep going. And what happened basically was the circle worked in my favour a lot. I had cover. I was behind these sandbags, and there was 3 people left, including me, and I knew where the other 2 were. I had a clear idea of where they were. I saw them. One killed the other, and the other one ran towards me, and I shot him in the head with an AK-47, or an AKM, sorry. And
Sorry, I played the wrong one.
Yeah, I lied. No, I think the first clip was better.
So then I got a chicken dinner, and we didn't film the whole thing, but luckily Antonio did film the sort of the moment where I got chicken dinner and the reaction and the cheer and stuff. So we did get that.
Somebody else.
I want to hear that. I can't wait to hear that.
I don't think somebody else filmed it, Stu.
Was it just Antonio that got that bit? I thought somebody else had done that because it was someone called Jeff or something, wasn't it?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, there's that. So Andy did film it as well, but he missed the sort of moment. I think Antonio's got the closest clip to it. And I got my solo chicken dinner on the PC. And this is the funny thing, right? As soon as I won it, Stu tried to take it away from me, saying, "Well, it was a good gaming mouse."
I didn't say. I said that quite a bit afterwards. To be fair,
it was the mouse. It was a good gaming mouse, wasn't it?
No, I said, did you think it made a difference that you were playing on a better gaming rig with a really good gaming mouse?
And that's still taking it away from me.
It is taking it away. Look, what a thing to say. When Millie wins spelling contest, you're gonna go, yeah, that other kid had a pretty easy word, don't you think? You think that had something to do with it, Millie? The fact that other kid had such an easy word?
The screenshot was a bit dodgy, Fraser says. Well, I've got witnesses. Thank you very much, Fraser. I've got witnesses. I've got...
To be fair, it was Andy who put it on Twitter the first time around, and his is very clearly shows you got the chicken dinner, even if it wasn't the moment you got it.
Yeah, so shut up, Fraser.
Yeah, shut up.
No, I got it. And yes, it's all good. I've got my solo chicken dinner. I haven't got it on stream, and I don't want to hear anybody say, "Well, you haven't got it on stream, so it doesn't count."
Now I can play this thing.
So,
like anybody
see, Fraser's already started, and I expected better from Fraser, to be honest. Not on Chinny's account, but hey, I did it. It doesn't matter.
Chinny, let me ask you a question. Do you feel as though like a weight has been lifted off of you now?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's been lifted off me, and it was nice to get it in front of everybody.
Oh, sure.
That was cool. My brother wasn't by us when we did it, but he was playing.
No, he probably had a headset somewhere.
He was playing Street Fighter on the arcade. He completed Street Fighter 2, the thing, and he heard the cheer, And he was like, well, what the hell was that? And then when he came over, I said, I got a chicken dinner. And he was like, no way. Yes, so there you go. I've got my solid chicken dinner. Like I said, I haven't got it on stream. I will probably keep trying, not like as avidly as I have done. But what it means, and Fraser should be pleased about this, is that I will play squads a little bit more again now. Yeah, so that's it. We should probably...
Can I just say as well, Chinny had a lot of adrenaline because I'll tell you what, he was properly shaking for about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was shaking a lot after it, yeah.
I play with adrenaline whenever I play it, and I don't even care.
I haven't swapped the thing. Yes, so fuck that anyway. I've got a solid chicken dinner.
Fuck that up.
Yeah, good for me. We had a meetup at the arcade club. And it was in Bury. It was a lovely day, but fuck that. We were all indoors, so it doesn't matter.
It was very hot.
And we arrived, and it was really good. People turned up. I met people that I already knew. I met people that I'd never met before. I met the person that recommended Kyle, who from the Entertain Nerds, our show. So it was weird. I knew Kyle longer, but this guy Andy had known the podcast longer than Kyle, and I felt like I knew Kyle for a long time, so it was very strange. But Derek Sines, we met Derek Sines, we met Andy Cox, Martin, Paul, and then there was the people that we've met before, Sumu, Rob, of course. Rob from Bury was there, and he had a PUBG t-shirt on, and we never met Rob before. And apparently his missus calls me a wanker on the stream. I don't know.
She does.
Bit of an in joke there. And obviously my brother was there. Chris was there. Chris MJW was there. Bongo's lad. Sumu's lad. Charlie. Yeah. And it was a really, really good day. Yeah, there's Sumu's in the chat now. And the only way I can get a chicken dinner, obviously.
Derek? You mentioned Derek.
I mentioned Derek if you was listening.
Yeah. I was kind of.
You wasn't, because you wouldn't have asked that question, would you? Really? Nah.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Sounds like it was a good day. Did you have to use an AK-47 at any point?
No.
Oh man, it's so quiet.
We can hear it.
It's chilled.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ice Cubes today was a good day.
So the first thing I want to say is the arcade club in Bury is amazing. It is really, really good. 15 quid in for both floors, and like the middle floor is kind of like it's got a bar in it. It's got like VR stuff. It's got weird Japanese fucking mad games in there. It's got arcade games. It's got a pool table, Street Fighter. It's got like SNES with all like the Mega Drive and all the the settees there and stuff. You could order pizza and food and stuff like that. And then the top floor was just all classic arcades. So it was like, and it had a lounge, and a lot of people was in the lounge. And I noticed in the lounge there was a lot more mothers in the lounge, just chilling. And then there was very cleverly a little LAN Minecraft server in the corner where all the kids were. But yeah, it was a fantastic venue. Flip the table. That was a weird.
Flip the table. That was so cool.
That was a strange arcade game where you had to literally flip the table. You could select what you have on the table, like a wedding cake or some office furniture and stuff. But to be honest, when I came back, I was like on a high. I was very happy, like just to meet everybody, and that it went so well. And I don't know, we just.
And you also happened to get a chicken dinner. I mean, that's
Yeah, I mean, I was high off that for about an hour, but then after that, I sort of forgot about it again. And but I came back and it just felt like a great day, Stu. I don't know how you felt.
It was amazing. We had such a good laugh and.
Friends of the real chicken dinners, aren't they?
The friends of the real chicken dinner. It just I came back.
I think we should also. Can we just mention as well at Arcade Club we forgot to get some name tags and stuff for people, so we didn't really, because it's hard to remember everybody's names. It was about 25 people turned up, and I went downstairs and asked at the reception, and Andy's girlfriend was there, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we'll sort you something out, but just give me like 10 minutes." And she came up about sort of 10 minutes later, and bless her. she'd been online and printed off our logo and put them into lanyards for us.
Yeah, she did.
Nice.
Oh,
That's-
Brian was there, and Paul was there. I just want to mention names as I remember them. But yeah,
You're better than me because I'm rubbish with
yeah,
names.
I know, and I actually talk to people instead of playing games like you.
Yeah, I did. I talked to loads. of
I'm
people.
joking. But yeah, Paul was the guy that wrote in, Duke. You may remember, and he said, "I'm 52. I feel like I'm a bit too old."
Yeah. Worried about he was being too.
And I told him to fucking get over himself. And when he arrived, I went, "You old bastard!"
Like you do.
But Paul was such a nice guy. Everybody was really nice. Derek was really nice, and just. It's just it's just so nice to.
You need to say that. I mean, has there ever been a meetup where you're like, that guy was a cock?
Well, if there was, I wouldn't say it, would I?
Yeah, and I don't remember it if there was one.
No, there hasn't been.
That's just what people say about Stu. Hey-oh!
Yeah, no, that's what I get all the time. But who cares?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was an amazing day. We had a really cool. There was 7 of us went for a bit of pizza afterwards.
A
and
bit of pizza. Fuck.
The pizza was amazing. It was a
Jesus
very good
Christ! I'll see if
pizza.
I can get a picture of my. See,
You-
I'll explain this. Me and Kyle had a half a meter pizza, right, for to share, right. My
Oh,
brother,
pizza. I'm sorry.
my brother, can't eat pizza for diet. Like he has like a thing and he can't eat it.
He's what?
Is he all right, by the way? Can I ask, is he okay?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard from him since.
You haven't heard anything
Yeah.
then?
He's been on the toilet since the meetup.
That's why you heard of him.
No, he kind of has to avoid certain foods like cheese and milk and stuff like that. So, but when he goes in, he's all in. Do you know what I mean? Like he's
He
thinking,
was
well,
definitely all.
I'm having a pizza. I'm gonna have a pizza and do it right. So he did it very right. He ordered a half a meter pizza for himself, and me and Kyle struggled to share the pizza, but he was smashing it, wasn't he? It's
half
just,
of one piece. He left one piece. So what? Half of a piece.
yeah, it was ridiculous, and he was.
He had a half a meter pizza to himself. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it was madness. But I've got it on the screen there. Ignore the what we're talking about. Past cure.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's hard to, but even the screen, the picture doesn't do justice to the scale of these things.
No.
It's like when you see them in real life, they were enormous. I
Yeah,
mean, like,
there you go.
Hell of a picture, I should say. He looks great. It looks like an ad for the pizzeria.
Yeah, it does look like it. It
it
does.
does.
Lighting is good. His smile is so on point.
Yeah.
there's a very good.
Sell that stock photo place.
Yeah. Yeah. True. But yeah. I mean, I've got another picture here of when he's finished it, and he
the
doesn't.
aftermath.
Yeah, he doesn't look so good there. But yeah, it's but you know the meal was good. There's only 7 of us. It wasn't too many of us, but it was a good lull, and I'm just really the day went so well. You know what? The only thing I regret really it was such a difficult venue to organise anything because we sort of planned to do a few like things and tournaments and stuff, but it was so difficult to sort of know who was with us, who was not here, because there was just people sort of off the street, and the venue's so big you just lose people, right? So
Yeah, and it was rammed, wasn't it? There
it was
so
absolutely.
many
There was a
people there.
queue before it even opened. You know, it was ridiculous, and they're doing such a good job over there, and I think it's a great place to go. So if you didn't have a chance to go on the 21st, and you're not too far, I would recommend it. It is really good. I've even said to Tara, like, I think we should go, because the thing is, I didn't really have that much chance to play everything. Do you know what I mean? I didn't play lots and stuff. So
No,
I said,
I didn't. To be
so
fair, I
so
didn't play a
you
lot
did
of stuff.
you did. So Tara, so I said to Tara, we should go. Like, we'll just go and we can, like, you know, just make a day of it and stuff. So she was up for that. So yeah, it's
And they're opening a 3rd floor as well, so that's happening.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's going to be 3 floors of video games.
crazy
Goodness.
video game.
What was really cool as well, when we were walking out, there was a woman walking in with 3 like young lads who were probably about 10-ish or around that sort of age group.
Yeah.
And they were so excited. You know, they'd obviously been before, and he was like, oh, and she's like, oh, are you excited? And they're like, oh, I can't wait to get in. You know, and
Yeah.
it was really cool to see a lot of young children there enjoying all these really old arcade cabinets, as well
Oh,
as
yeah.
you know, oldies like us just being nostalgic about it.
But it was a great day. I really enjoyed it, and I want to say thank you to everybody that came and celebrated with us, like 10 years of podcasting. We didn't really talk about that, but, like, you know, it was just nice
No.
to have people with us, and Bongo as well. He was there, repping the LC crew and all that sort of stuff, and Chris from the
Mark
boss.
Annex as well.
Chris from the boss. Mark Annex as well, and his son Jay, who I don't like anymore because he got 2 chicken dinners.
He got 2 chicken dinners. Well, what was kind of funny, right? We had a trophy. We had a trophy for the PUBG champ, getting a chicken dinner on the meetup.
Yeah.
And obviously Jay got one, but only had 1 kill. Chinny got his and had 4 kills, you see. So by default, Chinny's was a better chicken dinner.
Yep.
You see, so the trophy was going to Chinny at this point in time.
Yep.
But then Jay decided, well, maybe I need to do a bit better. So he got a 2nd chicken dinner with 9 kills, and that sort of sealed the deal.
That did it. So
well done to him. 2 chicken dinners in the same day.
The best man lost. That's what I say.
Yeah. And we should also mention, talking of records, GH Rocker, otherwise known as Antonio, who obviously fills in for when people are away, sometimes for us. He got the top score on Guitar Hero and the song was Bulls on Parade on Expert.
Yeah.
And he's number 1 on the leaderboard for that song now in the arcade club, and that'll stay there, I guess, as long as nobody beats it.
Yeah.
But what was also kind of funny with Antonio, he was playing the game, and obviously this guy who probably goes in there all the time playing this machine, and obviously thinks he's a bit of a pro. Came up and he was like, "Oh, you want to have a game together?" Because it was obviously a dual guitar thing. So Antonio was like, "Oh yeah, all right then."
Yeah.
And then Antonio went, "What do you want to play? Do you want to play co-op or whatever?" And he's like, "No, pro challenge or whatever it was called." And he's like, "Oh, pro face off. That's what it was called, pro face off." And he's like, "Oh, all right then." And to be fair, he did hold his own against him on Expert for about the first quarter of the song. But then he missed a few notes, and then Antonio beat him by about 70,000 points at the end, so he sort of thrashed him, really. And it was kind of funny, because he kind of went, when he first came up, he went, "Oh, yeah, I've not played it for ages," or whatever, was making up this story about, he wasn't very good at it, or whatever. Oh. And Antonio thrashed him, and then a bit later on, I passed him, he was on another game, and I gave him a pat on the shoulder and went, "Oh, yeah, well done, mate, on Guitar Hero earlier," and he was like, "Yeah, right." So, yeah. So I've
got some footage of us playing Guitar Hero, me and Antonio, on the screen right now. That's right. I'm just that quick at editing videos. I'm not.
But I'll be honest, Antonio, it is mightily impressive watching him play. It's just ridiculous. I mean, his fingers are moving faster than you can see.
Yeah. It was...
And he was talking to people while he was doing it. Like he wasn't even looking half the time. He was just doing it.
It is impressive how good he is at that game. But yeah, it's just and of course Antonio travelled so far
he did.
to come to the
meetup. He had a
meetup.
nightmare back home too.
Did he? I don't know about that.
Obviously, because Kyle gave him a lift to Watford Gap, wasn't it, or Watford Junction, or wherever that is near London.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened beyond that.
I don't know.
Because he still had to get to Bournemouth from there, so who knew whether he missed his connections or whatever. We're not entirely sure. But as long as he got home safely, that's the main thing.
Yeah, well, I hope he's all right.
Bless him. So there was some great stuff happened, like he got a record, and Chinny got his chicken dinner, and Jay got a trophy, and Charlie, bless him, got the trophy for Street Fight champion, Street Fighter champion, little Charlie.
Charlie, bless him. He was very proud of that.
To be fair, he only had to beat me, so that was good. Because we didn't manage to get a tournament set up. So he challenged me, and I was like, well, I'll have your game. And he beat me, obviously, best of 3, 2-1, and that was that. So he got the trophy for that. So well done, Charlie.
Yeah, bless him. Bless him. Yeah.
And he didn't gloat, which was good. No. He didn't gloat. He was nice about it. He was nice, even though he beat me.
He's a nice lad.
Nice lad.
So how did your meetup go, Eric?
Oh, it was also great. It wasn't nearly as exciting or eventful as all that, but it was fun. Sean drove up from Chicago, basically, which is a heck of a ride, but we're worth it. And yeah, Seth McNitt stopped by. We went to this place called Rossi's Pizza, and it was a lot of fun. We just hung out and talked, and I did a little recording of some audio. I'll play it during the Speak Pipe session. And the games there are coin op, so I don't know. I assume the arcade club, you pay an entry fee and then you get to play as much as you want. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
So there's a place like that in Madison called Geeks Mania Arcade, but this Rossi's Pizza is not like that. Instead, it takes quarters. It's like a classic arcade, but it's cool because it's quarters, and it's that's relatively cheap. So yeah, we played a bunch. We played track and field. That was fun because Sean actually kicked our butts in track and field, but I don't think he'd ever played it before. So there was some interesting stuff there. They had
Nice.
720. Y'all ever play that back in the day?
No.
It's a skateboarding game, and the interesting thing about it is that the joystick
Is a skateboard, is it?
No, but
No.
it's a
Do you
joystick.
sand on it?
No, the joystick is at a 45-degree angle, and it spins around in a circle.
Ah,
So-
okay.
The whole point of the game is to constantly be moving in one direction, and you go over like a jump or something, and then you spin it around in order to do a 360 or a 720. Yeah, that's where the name comes from. Get it?
Yes.
So I played that game a lot when I was a kid. I was never any good at it, and I'm still not. But I managed to get to all 4 parks before I ran out of tickets. So that's something. Because for those who've played it, you basically the way it ate your quarters was the clock is always ticking, and you have like 20 seconds. You have to get enough points for more tickets. You start off with maybe 2 tickets, and you have to get to a skate park, and then as soon as you get to a skate park, the timer stops. But if the timer runs out before you get into a skate park, then these killer bees show up and attack you and kill you.
Killer bees.
Yeah, you have to keep going to skate parks. But if you don't have a ticket, you can't get into a skate park. So you have to keep doing tricks as you go to one skate park or another. And so, yeah, it's designed to make you lose pretty quickly. So
Right.
whatever, it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. I think if they had it at Geeks Mania, it would be a lot more fun because, the other thing, me and Seth played Smash TV,
Oh yeah, classic.
which is a great game, yeah. But that's a game you definitely want to play at a, pay once and then just play as much as you want.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
just we had to keep shoveling in quarter after quarter because you die a lot in that game. So
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're playing these games the way they're meant to be played back in the day, they're designed to make money. Whereas now, the arcade club they're designed to like just have a good time, and you sort of stay around longer and stuff. So it's a shame like it doesn't work like that where you were, Duke.
Yeah,
Well,
it is a shame.
like I said, there is a place like that in Madison, so they just don't have. I think the game selection at Rossi's Pizza is better, but the business model I like better in Geeks Mania Arcade. I'll be going back to that other place. It has some good stuff in it.
I heard you talk to you had a call with a very handsome man as well during the.
I did have a call with a very handsome man, and you were there too, Chinny.
The joke.
Yeah, we did some FaceTime because I thought y'all's meetup might still be going on.
No.
So I sent a message, but then Stu was like, "I don't have an Apple," and I was like, "Oh, isn't the thing still going on?" I was like, "No." But then I asked Chinny, "Hey, you want to do FaceTime?" And so we did, and so we had a chat, and you got to see Seth. Was that the first time you had seen Seth?
No, I've met Seth in real
Oh,
life.
you met him. That's,
Yes.
Yeah, because he told the story about how much he enjoyed your brother's tattoo.
Yeah. I've met him, and he's such a beautiful man, and
He is.
sometimes.
And as one who had never met Seth before.
I sometimes dream about meeting Seth again. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just so beautiful.
He is very handsome.
And yeah,
He's such a cool guy.
yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Sean.
And Sean is as well. And I've watched Sean's YouTube channel. He's got a very good YouTube channel called Probably Okay. And I've subscribed to it. I watch it. I try and keep up to date with it. I haven't watched it for a while, but I will be watching it again. And Sean's he's a very creative, cool guy. I like what he's always taking like really interesting like pictures. I think I follow him somewhere. It's either Instagram or Twitter or something where I'm always seeing some stuff from him come up. So he's a very cool guy.
By the way, Chinny has a stream of Smash TV. The person playing this is really good at it.
Yes, I think this is like a pro.
He knows how to use those rings around the person, and it's just like
He's doing very good. This game is so difficult,
Yeah.
but a very good co-op game. I remember buying this game on the Super Nintendo and reading the back on the bus with my mom on the way back home.
You know what we realized when we were playing it? At certain points in the game, you pick up like a gift. It's like a gift wrap package, and it says, "You've won a new toaster." They should make Smash TV toasters.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I would totally buy the Smash TV toaster.
For the nerds in us. Well, I do have some clips that I've recorded, some audio clips, Duke, that I've sent to you.
Oh,
So
cool.
Should we play them now? It's not very long. Or should we do it to the speak pipes and just crack on with the show? What do you reckon?
Let's do them during speak pipes because I have some from our meetup too.
Okay.
So
All right. No worries.
We'll look at the show.
But I want to finish it off by saying, look, about the meetup and stuff. I just want to thank everybody that came. I had such a good time, and honestly, I was so happy when I came back. I was buzzing when I came back, just how well the day went. The chicken dinner might have contributed to that as well, but I was just so happy to see people that I know and I consider really good friends of mine, like Bongo and Antonio and Kyle and so on, and Chris and stuff. But just to meet new people as well that listen to the show. Some people have been listening to the show for years, and I won't go into one of the stories that Martin told me. But it was so interesting to listen to like what he had to say about the show and everything. And I was just sort of, I was just at awe really of these people coming and seeing us. Rob only travelled like 10 minutes, so not so much to Rob. But only joking, Rob. But
to be fair, Rob was undecided whether to come or not, and was a bit like, oh man, what's he gonna be like, meeting up with a load of nerds and all this sort of stuff, and but he were all fine. He really enjoyed
he was a really nice guy. But the thing is, with Rob, right? We were sort of kindred spirits when we met, because he also doesn't have a chicken dinner, right? So we were talking about, it's fucking shit, I just want to put the game down. We was moaning about like, sometimes I play and I want to put it down, it's fucking shit, and then I got my chicken dinner and my attitude completely changed, and I went, it's kind of a lot like getting a chicken dinner, which you wouldn't know, Rob, because you haven't got one. So bless him, he took it on the chin very well. But yeah, I just want to say thank you everyone for coming. It was a bit of organised chaos, but I think it went very well. I wouldn't be opposed to doing something again next year. Maybe we can plan something. I think we should definitely do it. I think we should plan something a little bit more structured. Because I see downstairs they did have sort of like meeting rooms and like little things you could book. So I don't know, but maybe we could arrange something. I'm not sure.
And we should just say a thanks to the arcade club and all the staff, and obviously Andy and all the team there and everything, and Andy's girlfriend, because it was just brilliant, and they just, they looked after us, like I say, and they made sure everything were fine, and they couldn't do enough, and they were just, the staff were really nice to everybody.
They're running a good little business there. I'm really, really happy for them.
Yeah, and when we went there just before Christmas, and I think it was Andy's mum, but she just kept coming around with bowls with Haribo's and just giving people chewy sweets while they were playing games and stuff, and it's the little touches like that make the difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, well that's all I've got to say about the meetup. I just want to thank everyone, and let's do it again next year maybe, and put a bit more planning into it rather than shall we do a meetup this year and then 2 months later we do it. So
we kind of just did it, didn't we, this year? It was a little bit
maybe when the year turns and it's January again, that we'll start talking about it and putting a date in the diary so everyone can sort of plan ahead. And no, so there you go. Thank you very much. Right, shall we crack on with the fucking show?
What's your name? Playing.
Yeah, what have we been playing? Arcade games, yay!
Okay, a lot of arcade games. There is one game.
I set a high score on Galaga. What?
There is one game.
Arcade, I'm gonna go set a high score on Galaga. I'm gonna make sure my initials are on that machine.
What score were we talking here? What sort of level?
50,000, because the one that was on there was like 80,000, and I easily beat that.
Right, so you are the top score on the machine.
I am the top score on that machine.
Very nice. Very nice.
I tried to take a picture of my initials, but it moved away too fast, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yep.
Very good.
Yeah. And I did very well in Crystal Castles too. That was a weird thing because I hadn't played Crystal Castles in a while, but Sean wanted to play it, and so I was like, yeah, let's do doubles on that, and so we did. And that's such a weird game, but I did better than I've ever done before on that game, which is not saying much because I've only played it like 5 or 6 times before, but I did very well. I got on the top 10, I think, of the high scores on that.
I mean, can I just say as well of the arcade club, the only cabinet I'm surprised isn't there, or one of those types of cabinets, is like the Dragon's Lair Space Ace type stuff. They're a bit crap. Don't get me wrong, but it would be. They were terrible.
Don't worry. They don't put the arcade cabinets they put there. They don't put there because they're good. because there's a lot of them that you play them and you're like, this is
but
shit.
if you had it, I'm sure he's probably got a broken one or got one in his collection somewhere, because that's kind of, I mean, as shit as they were, when you looked at them as a kid, it was just amazing that you could play a game that was a cartoon.
Yes, talked a lot about
We've
how
talked about that fucking game so many times.
I know, yeah, but that's the only surprise I've got. But
did they have a kangaroo?
Possibly.
No,
it's hard to know, right? Because on the second floor, which is obviously the old retro arcade cabinets, there must be over 100.
Yeah.
Maybe 150
There's
even.
A lot.
Did they have RoboCop?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw and played RoboCop.
They have The Simpsons. They had
the Simpsons.
Turtles. Yeah. Donkey Kong. Everything.
Donkey Kong, Space Invaders.
Classic arcade games. What's next?
So I did play something at the arcade club that I want to talk about because it's controversial that I played it and liked it.
Uh-oh. What's that?
So it was a VR game.
Oh, yes.
So my brother, I haven't really spoken about my brother yet in this episode. So my brother, I think he was really looking forward to it, and he genuinely did want to meet everyone, but I don't think he quite understood how awesome this place was going to be. And he got there and he was freaking out, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then we sat down and played Street Fighter for one match, and he went, oh my god, oh, I used to play this, oh shit, oh, they got the thing, oh. And then he looked at the VR thing. He went, what? And so we jumped on the VR thing together. And it was a game called Robo Recall. The game is that we played, that they had.
Now, weirdly, Rob was talking about this. Rob said it's really, really cool and he loves it. He's got a Vive set up.
Yeah, well,
and he was
listen to his fucking show and listen to him talk about it.
Oh, I'm just saying, all right.
Go on, finish yourself. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I'm going round to my friend's Stevie's tomorrow, and we're going to play some VR stuff because he's got a Vive. And so I'm gonna look at getting into either purchase that or whatever, because apparently it's amazing. So let us know. Is it?
Well, there you go. You have someone on the show that fucking played it, Stuart. So shut the fuck up.
What was it like?
So the cool thing was that we were playing co-op together, me and Pete. So we were two characters in the same game, and we could hear each other. We had microphones and stuff, so I could literally hear him in the game as well.
Not if you're not in the same squad in Battlefield.
No, so we were basically. I mean, what's on the screen now isn't really what we were playing. We were playing sort of like a horde mode thing, and don't get me wrong, the fucking game is a shooting gallery game, right? You know what I mean? Where you warp to one thing and another. So it's not going to change my mind about VR. I've not changed my mind about VR. However, I did enjoy playing it, and the first thing that me and Pete did, obviously, was shoot our dicks with our guns. And then we shot our heads and stuff, and then we started throwing guns at each other, which was fun. And it was just fun to play like with somebody else and just fucking dick about. I enjoyed it, and like I say, I'm not going to be I'm not a convert on VR. My problem with VR is that you're stuck on one spot and the warping thing's stupid and all that sort of stuff. But I did enjoy that. I mean, I like playing VR at going to the arcade club or going to a place and playing it. Like an amusement thing. That's fine, and it does what it does well. But like the games, I think are pretty limited. But I enjoyed it. It was basically just you warp into this room and you've got to shoot these robots, and they all look like this robot on the screen now, and you just shoot it, and there's lots of others, and there's a few boss robots and things like that. So it wasn't anything particularly original, but it was good fun. So that's Robo Recall, and it was good.
Cool.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. So I'll see if we can get Stevie to buy this tomorrow. I keep persuading him to buy games every time I go around. I go, oh, you should buy this, or you should buy this. So
yeah.
What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? I'm going to talk about. I have no clue what it's called. I did mention this last time I went to Arcade Club, but I'm going to talk about it again, which is a drumming game that they have there.
Yes.
And you basically it's like a giant bongo drum.
I'm going to see if I've got footage of this.
Yeah, you may well have. You may well have.
Yeah.
So actually,
Here's the audio. Someone sent me the audio of Stu playing it.
Yeah, it's kind of more marching band music, to be honest. So it's Japanese, of course. You have no clue what any of the menus are telling you because it's just ridiculous. And you've got to go through all this setup just to even get a game going. But it's co-op, so there's sort of, or head-to-head, I guess. But there's kind of two of you playing. There's two drums, two sets of drumsticks. And you basically hit the middle of the drum or the edges of the drum. And you just have to keep in time with what's coming across on the screen. A lot like Guitar Hero type of stuff, but with drum. Cool. And it's a lot of fun. And I've got massive blisters on my hands now from playing the game. Because we were playing on Expert, which was really, really difficult, but really a lot of fun. I look like quite a good drummer there, actually. I look like I know what I'm doing.
Well, when there's lights telling you how to drum, yes, you're good at it.
Well, no, but I had some rhythm, man. Look, some rhythm going on there.
I'm saying you don't. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it was good. It was really, really good. But yeah, I've got a massive blood blister on one of my hands and a blister on my thumb and another blister on a finger. But yeah, I really liked it. But couldn't play it for a long time. Pardon?
Bring gloves next year.
Yeah, need some gloves. Need some gloves to play this game. But I beat Antonio at something, which was good.
Oh,
so,
sucking Antonio. Huh?
Yes. Yeah, so I beat Antonio. But yeah, that was probably my highlight, really. I really like that game. I like the table flipping game. That was a lot of fun. Which Ginny discussed earlier or mentioned. And it's like, the wedding cake, but it's how far you can get the wedding cake to go. So it's like a shot put area,
right.
With markers and it's a massive resin table. It's huge. And you basically grab it by the edge and flip the table. And it's sort of obviously connected by some sort of, I don't know, valves or whatever. Who knows? It's connected to the deck and you just flip the table and it obviously, whatever you do, translates on screen. But what's really weird is that everybody who seemed to flip the table made some sort of noise like, ah, as you did it. Don't know. Yeah. It would be a good game to vent on. If you want to get rid of some frustration.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool.
Oh, this is a GIF. Maybe it'll have sound. No,
yeah. It would make it.
Cheese.
But yeah, I love the fact that they've just got a lot of weird Japanese games as well on the adult floor.
There's a lot of those, but yeah, the menu thing wasn't. Some of them are okay, some of them are boring. But
I mean, that one you were playing looked pretty cool with all the cubes.
It wasn't.
That wasn't it? It looked pretty interesting.
No,
you were playing something with cubes.
Basically whack-a-mole. It was boring.
I do have the audio from 30 Rock of them flipping the table.
Oh, taking Liz's food is not good.
Where's my mac and cheese?
Yeah, that was kind of it. I'm going to do that next time I go. That's what I'll shout as I flip the table. Yeah, so that's it for me for Arcade Club. I don't think there was anything else I really played that I was like wanting to mention, really. So that's me. So over to you, Duke.
Moving on. I thought 10 minutes ago we were moving on to different things that we had played, but I guess not.
It's your turn now.
Duke, as they say, over to you, Duke.
Great. Chinny, you have to go on mute now. Not mute, but you have to turn me off.
Why?
What?
I need to say something about Far Cry 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. One sec. Okay.
I'll text you on Skype when we're ready to bring you back.
All right.
So is this a spoiler alert, I'm guessing?
Yes, this is a spoiler
alert. Warning!
If anybody doesn't want to hear about the end of Far Cry 5, you should skip it. You should mute me for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. I should have said this last week. I should have done all that last week. I kind of got into a grumpy gust last week, and I took it too far. I shouldn't have done that. So let me just say it now. Okay?
Okay.
Far Cry 5 is one of the 5 worst endings in video game history.
Wow.
Yeah. Along with Myst, Pony Island, Mass Effect 3, the original ending, and The Last of Us. It's terrible, and it makes me never want to play the game again. I probably will, but then
really? Jesus.
Go all the way to the ending. It's not just a negative ending. It's a bad ending. Like Red Dead Redemption is a negative ending, but it's a great ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's an unhappy. So this is both an unhappy ending and just a bad ending. And I'm so pissed off the way that so many people are talking about it. Oh, it's so different. It's so edgy. It's so this. It's so that. No, it sucks. It's a shit ending, and I hate it. And the reason I had such a negative reaction last week is because I was in a negative frame of mind talking about this game, and I really want to talk about how much I hated it in terms of the ending. but I couldn't without giving spoilers, and I wasn't thinking clearly, so I didn't know to put everything on mute. So at some point, we should all play it and talk about it in a spoiler cast.
I'd love to, but you know me, I would never finish this.
That's fine. So me and Chinny will have a chat at
Chinny
some
can do
point about
that.
it. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it was
that's
that
it.
bad. God, I can't. Well, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked because I don't know. Ubisoft endings games, they're not very good at it, are they? Really, they're not
Well,
good at telling stories, really, are they?
That's true. I mean, I'm actually playing Far Cry 4 now, and like the ending of that is, I mean, the ending of that is not great, but it certainly is better. And yeah, I don't know.
I think they're good. They're really good at building these massive open worlds with stuff to do.
Well, that's true about Bethesda too. They're not great at storytelling either.
No, they're just not good storytellers. They're not good script writers. They're not good
It's a question
narrative
of where you put your
makers.
money. You put it into making the world awesome, or you're gonna put it into making a good story. And a lot of times they don't pay writers well, and they don't have good writers, and they're just like whatever. So
Yeah.
we end up with shit stories.
That's a shame. It's a shame, though, isn't it? Really.
It is a shame. I agree. Because I mean, even if they had had a mediocre ending, I would have been fine. And Far Cry 5 would have easily been my game of the year at that point. As it is now, the ending is so bad, it's not going to be on my game of the year list.
I think as well, what's kind of interesting is like Bethesda, like not Bethesda, but Ubisoft in general. They make, like you said, they put all this money into making these games, and then they get, you know, especially as it was a fairly interesting premise to the game. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's set in America. It's a new setting. It's something interesting. It could have been quite political.
Oh, sure. But they
You know,
went
stuff-
measures on everything.
Yeah, with stuff that's going on at the moment, and they seem to just squander that opportunity to actually tell something that could be considered a bit more serious for a sort of open world game, and something that might actually get some credibility to it. And they sort of seem to waste an opportunity.
I agree. And that's all I wanted to say about it. Should we bring Chinny back in?
Yeah, bring him back in. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay. I don't know how to spell. Okay, done.
Yeah, done.
Done. So anyway, that's one of the games I've been playing. Now
Okay.
it's time for Chinny to talk.
Yeah, it's Ginny again.
You
He's
back?
back. Are you back? Is he here?
Back, Chinny.
Unmute yourself. He can't hear me, can he? 'Cause that's like.
So
There's a minute. I'll put a message in the chat, and maybe he'll see that one.
come back, Chinny.
Come back, Ginny. There you go. Oh, he's coming now. I think.
Chinny, we're
It might be-
done.
Yeah.
Come back, Chinny. Chinny, come back.
Yeah. Ginny. He's still not here, is he? Where is he?
Come back, Chinny. Chinny.
Okay, I'm
Is
back.
he
I'm back.
Oh, he's back, finally.
O-L-D-G-O-L-D, there go.
Sorry, I was actually watching the playthrough of Far Cry 5. I was just watching the guy playing it. I was getting into it.
Well, that's why I thought I'll put it in the chat. He might see that.
And
That's all right.
you've been playing Far Cry 5, right, Chinny? It's your turn to talk.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yes, I'm quite far into it now. I'm sort of dealing with Faith Seed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of she's the sort of like my second leader I'm going after.
Oh, really? You're going for Jacob?
Yeah. Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Yeah.
I went Jacob first.
Well, there you go. Yes. So there's lots of things that bother me about it. I mean, I'm a lot more powerful than I was last week. So, you know, the upgrades and the perks have helped. So I don't really like get bothered by a flying plane or anything so much because I have a lock-on rocket launcher. So it doesn't really. I find myself using. Say again, Duke.
That does help things a lot.
It does. I find myself sort of using the same guns. Like the guns that I use are a sniper rifle.
Yep.
With a decent scope. A shotgun.
I don't ever use a shotgun, but what works for you?
And a lock-on rocket launcher. Those are the kind of guns that I.
So you don't have an assault rifle, huh?
No.
Man, that's like 90% of the things. I use the sniper rifle and the assault rifle for almost everything.
I didn't like the assault rifle in this game. I didn't think it was very good. So I don't use it. But I might use an MP5. I might swap my shotgun for an MP5 for a bit. Because I'm just getting bored of using the same guns. There's lots of things I like about it. And I think I'm mainly positive on it. On the game as a whole. I think it's good. I just don't plan to take anything away from the story. I find it pretty dull. I find most of the characters pretty boring, and yeah, there's no. The engaging part of this game is just shooting people in the head and blowing things up, really. And the prepper stashes, which are quite fun. I like doing those. They usually have a little story to them, like I did one today, and it was these dogs, and like somebody fed the dog a key, and you had to like search through the dog shit and find the key, or some weird like that. Yeah, so it was so they've usually, you read a note, and when you actually read the note, you work it out, and yeah, they're okay. I just find it just a game, an open world game where you've got things to tick off pretty much. There's not much else to it. I feel like I was into 4 and 3 a little bit more than this. The prepper stash is on a nice touch. I think that's probably the best thing about the game.
I think the airdropping in is also very nice.
I haven't got that. No, I haven't got that perk. Yeah,
I was surprised at how much it affected things. I thought it might be a little cute thing, but it actually makes it so much more fun for me. I really like that.
No, I can imagine it would do, but there's not a lot of like excitement. I'm sort of playing it just to sort of finish it, really, because I know that you want to talk to me about the ending there, Duke. So, I don't know if you spoiled the ending now, or have you?
No.
Because I was thinking about maybe we could do like a separate spoiler sort of thing.
Totally want to.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then after this, I'm going to be playing God of War. But before you start talking about God of War, Stu, I just want to say, yes, it's a good game. Far Cry 5 is a good game. I am enjoying it, but I feel like there's things like your AI companions are annoying, and they constantly get left behind. And I did a mission today where in the mission I just unlocked this new sort of side character. She has a seaplane, all right, and she's a bit one of the lines, and this is why I can't take the story seriously. Was the first time you meet her or something like that, or do a mission for her, she says, "Well, knock my titties together and call me Charlie," and it's like, wow, this game's just fucking stupid. Just knock my titties together and call me Charlie, or maybe she's a bit of a filth mouth.
Yeah.
Potty mouth.
Potty mouth, yes. And so you get this plane for her, and then you do a mission where you've got to blow up these like canisters and stuff, and part of the mission is to call her in so she can give you a lift. All right? She's not a plane that she has; it's a helicopter. Sorry. And so then you call her in, and she lands, and then as soon as she landed, this car came, and then I blew it up, and it blew the helicopter up, and she was just standing there, and it was like, all right, fly to the thing. And I was like, well, I've got no helicopter to do it. So luckily I already bought a helicopter that could do it, but she wouldn't get in it. So then I just flew off without her. And it's just like shit like that constantly happens with your AI partners, like all the time. Like they get left behind, or they get stuck on something, or this has happened quite a lot, right? Where my bow and arrow person, I got like a little. No, it's like just a soldier. It isn't like a character.
Just a random one.
Yeah, I know which one you were talking about, because I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, like my bow and arrow character, she's just like a gun for hire, and she didn't have anything to melee. So somebody was like one of these, like, believe it or not, there are an enemy type in this game that's like a zombie, and they're called angels. Go figure. And this angel was battering her, and she couldn't.
So can I just ask, are these just people high on drugs or something?
Yeah, pretty much. And right. this zombie was battering her, and she couldn't do anything about it. And she's like, getting hit here, getting hit, getting hit here, getting hit. Annoying.
They have a little more self-sufficiency.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes they do really well as well. You know what I mean? Sometimes they do kill people like really well, and they shoot them all. There's one time where somebody was behind me, and as soon as I turned around and looked and found them, there was an arrow in the person's head. So there is elements of them, like they do like a really good job. But there's just a lot of moments where you just think, oh, this game is just a video game. You know what I mean? It's like it really feels like a video game, and the AI and the characters are really dumb. And what I said last week about constant shit spawning in, constant shit exploding, constant shit just respawning behind you when you've just been there is still all the same. It hasn't really changed of what I think about it. But it's fun. It's a fun game. My advice for somebody who's thinking about getting Far Cry 5, I would say hold off because you're not missing much. I think this game will be a lot cheaper in 12 months' time, 6 months' time even, and you probably get a good deal. Like Far Cry 4 is probably like a tenner now, and you know what I mean? So it's like...
That's actually what my custodian friend at school went and got Far Cry 4 because he heard all about this one, but he never played any of the others, so he was like, I'll just play Far Cry 4.
Yeah, I think if you hadn't played 3 or 4 or 5, don't get 5 now. Just play 3 or 4 because they're cheaper and better. So... you know, come back to this when you're ready to play it. It's not something I would rush out and get if I were you.
For it, I agree with that. I do. I think I think I'm a little less bothered by those things than you, but I'm more of a Bethesda fanboy, and it kind of feels like Ubisoft and Bethesda are becoming the same company.
Yes. There is something I haven't talked about yet, which I probably should, but I got a PS4.
Yeah, I saw this in the chat. I was going to say, someone's asking.
There's been a lot that happened this week, and I bought it on an impulse, basically. I text...
Tony, come on. Yeah.
I text my mate, Jake, and because he works at a Tesco, right? And he gets like 10% off. And I said, PS4 Pro, what's the price? And he was like, 315 quid. And I went, okay, buy it. And he was like, you sure? And I went, yeah. And I forgot about it. I just sort of carried on with my day. No, like that was it was literally in the morning. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And then like I carried on with my day, and I was sort of like at work and all this sort of stuff. And then he texted me about like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and he was and it was a picture of the PlayStation on his bed, right? And I was like, oh shit, I've just bought a PlayStation. Now I owe him 315 quid. So naturally, I brought the PlayStation home. I didn't set it up in my office because I was too excited. So I set it up in my living room because my TV in my living room is a 4K TV. So I thought I'll set it up in there. And I set it up. Tara was sort of sitting on the settee on her phone. Wasn't really paying attention. And I thought, oh, cool. And then it was quite underwhelming when it was all set up because I realised that I didn't have any games. I didn't buy any games at all. I was like, oh, right, okay, great. So I downloaded a game called Hustle Kings. Hustle Kings, everyone. Hustle Kings.
Is this the pool game?
This is a free pool game.
Ooh.
Free to play pool game on the PlayStation. You can play it in VR as well. There is a
free, no charge.
A VR version of it, and it was okay. It was a pool game. You know, it did me all right for a couple of hours, just so I could just sort of settle my PlayStation in. You know, it wasn't anything amazingly different about it. It was just a decent pool game, which I think is all right. You know, for free, it's all right. Yeah. So that's that. And then I think that the game sort of thrives on like the whole free to play element of it. You know, the whole like earning coins and all this nonsense and trying to get money out of you by buying coins. So it's like the free to play model. It's nothing like cray, but it's an okay pool game. And there is snooker in there as well, but you have to unlock it with coins. But then you can't get the coins until you do shots and all buy them and all that sort of shit. So what you get for free really is just a very, very basic pool game. Yes, and then I did the PlayStation Share thing, which is an option, and I do on the Xbox already. And yes, I've done it again with the PlayStation with the same person, Chris, and I now have like 30 odd games on my PlayStation 4 now, thanks to Chris. I feel like I'm talking to myself because I know Stu's gone.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, is Eric gone?
I have no idea. No, he's still there.
No, Eric.
Oh, wait a minute. There is something in the chat. Hold up.
Eric has gone.
Eric has gone.
I was just checking that. I was just checking that I was talking to somebody.
Yes, you're talking to me.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, you are also talking to me.
Right. So anyway,
yeah, he's not gone at all. He's still here.
So anyway, I downloaded a lot of games on the Game Share thing, and naturally, I wanted to test the Pro at its fullest, right? So the game that I decided to play was GTA 3.
Oh, of course, why not?
Because then I discovered that Chris has bought GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, and I have to say, I've got GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas on the PC, but it feels right on the PlayStation. And I never had a PlayStation, right? I never had a PlayStation 2, but I remember watching Marsh play GTA a lot on the PlayStation 2. And GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas just feel like PlayStation games. And it just felt like I was playing it on the right console, as weird as that sounds. But yeah, I've got them, so I'm really tempted to play through them, but I know that I've got Stu on the sidelines going, what about Witcher 3, you fucking bastard?
Yeah, you promised.
I will play it, but...
Promise?
He did. He promised that when he got his chicken dinner, he would play Witcher 3.
But there is a game called God of War coming out. Or out, sorry.
What? Coming out? It's
out. It was coming out when I tried to buy it, and then realised, it's out tomorrow. And that's why I bought a PS4, is God of War. I love God of War. I've played all of them. And funny enough, Tara has watched me play them all. And when I was setting up the PlayStation, Tara says, oh, is there a God of War? Remember when we played God of War? I was like, that's why I've bought it. And she's like, oh, yeah, I want to watch you play that. But I know you've been playing it, Stu. So maybe you want to talk. My opinion of the PlayStation is it's fine. I quite like it. It's a nice console. I have no idea. I can't compare it to a normal PlayStation 4 because I've never had a normal PlayStation 4. But the user interface all felt very familiar for me in terms of because I've played a PlayStation 3. I think it's a decent console that actually does things, quite a few things better than the Xbox does. But I'm more of an Xbox. Well, the interface is better, I think.
It's just cleaner, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And I'm not too proud to admit that. I just favour the Xbox because my friends are on there. So
I mean, it's interesting when
there
we
is
were
another thing to consider about the Xbox, though.
Xbox ain't got games.
Yeah.
It ain't got games.
Well, we had a funny exchange. I had a funny exchange with Verbal Rob. Verbal Rob was online, right? And I messaged him going, "What's all this PlayStation? Oh my god!" And he says, "A PlayStation is a console what has exclusives, and exclusives are games that are not on other consoles." And I was like, "Wow." And then I said, "How do I play PUBG?" I thought it was quite a funny joke. And the smart aleck bastard said, by what I hear on the podcast, not very well. Of course. And yeah, and then I told him that this is why no one loves you, Rob. But yeah, go on, Stu.
Yeah, what I was going to say, funnily enough, when we were at the meetup, Kyle said, you're not considering getting an Xbox? I'm like, not really, no.
No.
And he's like, oh, why not? And I said, because there's no exclusives I could give two shits about. You know, I did an Americanism there. I couldn't give a shit about, really, is what I should have said. But yeah, there's just no exclusive games that would prompt me to buy one. There's nothing on there that I can't play elsewhere.
No.
Yeah, and that's the problem. There isn't an exclusive that I'm interested in on the Xbox, so there is no reason to pay out any money to get one of those.
No, I play on the Xbox mainly for the social aspect of it. You know, to play games with Marsh, and I believe it was Marsh's birthday this week, and I think he got a PlayStation 4 for his birthday as well. So
nice.
There you go.
Nice, but yes,
God of War, Stuart.
God of War. What can I say about this game? Okay.
It's bloody good.
It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks pretty much incredible. I mean, it's just very cool from the get-go, because what it kind of does is this really cool thing. The game starts up. You've got your menu that says new game, whatever, continue, all that bollocks. And Kratos is obviously stood in the background on the menu screen. You click start, the menu disappears, and you're in the game.
You're in.
You know, there is no transition from the menu to the game because the background is the game. Yeah, the background is the game running, and obviously once you press, it starts to animate.
And it's all one shot.
And it's all one shot. Yeah, it literally is.
Wait, what's the Sony Interactive Entertainment Presents? That's not all one shot.
Yeah, what I've done is,
this is the trailer.
Yeah, by the way, the link I've given you is no spoilers. The link that you've got is a little bit into the game.
Well, no, I'm just playing the trailer, Stu.
No, show the all one shot.
Yeah, show all one shot.
No.
The one that I've given you, there's no spoilers there. It's basically Kratos teaching Atreus to hunt a deer.
Anything is a spoiler for me, Stu. So...
Yeah, he's hunting a deer. That's in the trailer now.
Don't care.
In fact, there's more spoilers in this trailer than in the clip that I've given you.
Don't care.
Quite honestly. from stuff I've just seen. But yeah, it's basically just following him hunting a deer. That's all that's in the bit that I've given you. So you can play it if you want. If you don't, fair enough. But you'll get an idea of how the game plays by watching it.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything.
All right. Okay.
I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking at the trailer that's playing.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't because there's quite a few spoilery type things in this trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good idea for people who have the desire to go on media blackout for something like a month after it comes out to be doing a video game podcast. That's kind of, I mean, I put myself in that, cohort as well.
Yeah.
It's just there's a weird disconnect going on there. Like
it is. But anyway, I'll talk about obviously non-spoilery things.
Yes.
It looks beautiful. I mean, let's start with that really. I mean, graphically, I've got it obviously set at not the performance, but the 4K, the higher resolution setting.
Right.
So there's two settings you can have. You can have 1080p with more or less 60 frames a second all the time, or you can have 4K, which is more or less 30 frames a second all the time. So you've got to decide.
Does that make a difference in terms of the visuals that you would want to sacrifice half your performance?
It looks amazing in 4K.
Is it really not look amazing in 1060p, whatever?
1080p, but the point is, if you've got a 4K TV...
So you're sacrificing half your FPS because you bought an expensive TV.
Yeah.
I would always go for performance.
No, I'm sure you would. It makes very little difference that I can tell. It still runs very, very smoothly at 30 frames per second, which is what most console games are running at, to be fair.
When we rent movies through Amazon, we always rent standard definition. And I've never looked at the movie going, I can barely tell what's going on. This is shit. Why didn't we pay that extra $1 for high def?
Well,
no, I guess, but then, we like different things, I guess.
I guess so. Your things are wrong.
It's just so sharp. The colors are so vibrant. And it looks incredible. There are no loading screens, as we know. There's no cutscenes.
There's a lot of ducking below low things for a while, though.
But there is some cutaway from Kratos.
There is a lot of walking down this cave slowly so the next bit loads, like Tomb Raider, though.
Yes, there is some of that. There is some of that. And the other thing it does, and there's a bit of that on the screen now, where it follows Atreus, so it does cut away from Kratos, even though there's not an actual cut.
One shot.
The camera just moves to the back of him instead and follows his character when he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
So it isn't always with Kratos.
But it is.
But it's all one shot.
It's all one shot.
And it's just so cool.
Did I mention that it's all one shot?
It's unlike any God of War game you'll ever play. It's kind of like God of War grew up, if you know what I mean. Because as much fun as old God of War games were, and God of War 3 for that matter, they still had this sort of almost juvenile edge about them. With the sex mini games and all this kind of... Gone are all of the quick time event stuff.
Well, so you're telling me there's no sex mini games?
Not that I've come across so far.
That's shit. I'm not going to buy this game.
Breasts on any ladies
I'm
yet.
not buying this game anymore. Forget it.
Yeah. So there's none of that stuff.
TV if there's no sex mini game.
Exactly. Why would I set it on performance if I'm not going to play a sex mini game?
There are no sex mini games. There are no, like I say, there are no quick time events now. There's a finisher, once you've defeated an enemy, you get, there is a sort of click down on the analog stick and he finishes it in some brutal way. But that's about it, really. That's as close as you're going to get. The actual combat itself is much more akin to something like Dark Souls and that kind of, or Bloodborne. It's very much, especially when you're fighting the bosses, you've got to read the patterns, work out when you can get your attacks and you can time them. Use Atreus, because basically the way Atreus works is he's got a bow and arrow, and you press square and he can distract enemies for you, so they turn away from you when he shoots them with his arrows, and you control him by pressing the square. But other than that, he does his own thing. He gets into position himself. You don't have to worry about where he stood, because he seems to be always in a good position for you.
He's so muscly, isn't he, Kratos?
It's Mahuzif.
bastard.
Let's also talk a little bit about the axe. Gone are the chain weapons, the chain blades.
Yeah, it's the axe.
Previous games, but you get an axe.
Thor's hammer.
It's the coolest thing in the game.
Yeah.
I have not got bored of hurling the axe and then calling it back. It's just amazing.
Mm.
What he also does, which is properly cool, if you throw it into an enemy, if another enemy steps in front of it, then you call it back, it kills the other enemy at the same time, so you can do a double kill. That's very slick.
Yeah.
And it curves as well. So if you sort of throw it, move, and then recall it back, it'll make a curve back to your hand.
Yeah.
And the physics for it are amazing, and it just is so satisfying. It makes this really cool sound as well as it's flying through the air back.
I've heard it has a lot of meat to it. You know what I mean? It feels weighty.
Does.
It feels when you catch it, it feels like a.
It's like it does make a really nice thud noise as it comes back to your palm of your hand. And what they've also done with that is incorporate it into like the collectible puzzles. It's like puzzles to get to chests and things like that, and you have to use the axe in certain ways to reach them.
But just to be, there's no sex mini games.
Not that I'm aware of.
1 out of 10.
I'm only about 2 hours in, so 2 or 3 hours in. So there could be. I just haven't come across them yet.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a journey vibe about it. There's a little bit of that because you're heading to a mountain. That's where you've got to get to. So you can see it in the distance all the time, and that's where you've got to get to. So it's from point A to point B, but it's kind of what happens in between that matters.
Yeah.
Dialogue-wise, it's really nicely written.
Journey. Get it, Journey.
That's the intro song to God of War.
God of War.
It is. That's a God of War theme tune. Kratos himself, I feel, is a really well-rounded character now.
Yeah. Because before he was Mr. Shouty, wasn't he?
He was Mr. Shouty, whereas now he's kind of still Mr. Shouty, don't get me wrong, and the voice acting is very Mr. Shouty. But there's some emotion there. He's not just this one-dimensional shouty character anymore. There's more to him now. And like the supporting cast so far has been really excellent. Some of the characters you come across in the world itself is really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just loving it so far. It feels up to the standard of Witcher 3 for story so far. The way that they're developing the characters, the way that things are happening as you go along. The environments you traverse and going through are just so varied, from one area to the next. I mean, there was an area I've been in recently, and it was just beautiful, really vibrant looking and just amazing compared to other stuff that I've been through. So it's I really can't say enough nice things and good things about this game. So far, it's just incredible.
And his nipple looks so realistic.
Everything looks realistic.
But his nipple...
Sex mini games. There's
his nipple, though. Look at his nipple. It's just...
There is only one criticism I have of this game. Actually, two criticisms.
Ooh, interesting. So, I haven't heard anybody criticise this.
Very minor, very, very small criticisms.
He's only got 3 nipples. He should have 6.
One of them is, for instance, it starts a game with subtitles as default on.
Right.
And in this day and age, there is no reason to start unless
Some people like the subtitles on.
Yeah, but you can turn them on.
Turn them on if they want them.
If you want them on, turn them on.
How about this? Look. Since there's so many people who feel strongly one way or another, just ask at the start of the game. Subtitles.
Yeah. Do you want the subtitles on?
They ask about gore. They ask about
When I stream, like a game with that has cutscenes and stuff, somebody always brings up. Can you put the subtitles on? Because I feel like they're probably watching it in a place they shouldn't be.
Well, you can turn them on if you want them on, and especially a game that's meant to be really cinematic and looks like you're in. It's like a movie. The only time you see the HUD is when you're in a battle.
Yeah.
Other than that, there is no HUD on screen at all.
Well, when he puts his hoodie on.
Yeah. Actually, I tell a lie. Later in the game, you get a HUD because you get it as part of the story, but at the beginning there isn't. And you can actually go into the menu settings and turn the HUD off altogether, so you never see anything on the screen, whether you're fighting or walking or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cool option. The other thing to sort of moan a little bit about, to turn the subtitles off, I had to go through into 2 sub-menus to find it. It wasn't the most obvious place where you can find it, so I eventually did that, turned that off, so that was fine.
Jesus.
We'll be dead.
But menu text itself is tiny.
Yeah, but you're playing it in 4K.
Oh, but I've got a 55-inch telly, and I'm squinting to try and read the writing.
Well, get a fucking 80-inch telly then, you poor bastard.
Now, can I just say...
They need a setting for those of us who have normal human-sized TVs in order to make the text bigger in the menus.
Exactly. Now, funnily, they have released an update yesterday that supposedly fixed this problem. You know, increased the size of the text.
Fix it.
It has done to an extent, but it is still incredibly tiny, even after you've made it its biggest size possible.
Yeah.
But that's about as far as criticisms go. That is it. I have no other criticisms of this game so far.
Yeah.
Glad you're enjoying it. Nice work, yo.
Yeah.
Is it a Game of Year contender for you now, Stu?
Most definitely.
Yeah. I mean, remember Red Dead 2 comes out this year, so.
Oh yeah, no, I realise this, but
I know you well, Stu. So I think you're going to be like, Red Dead 2 was good, but God of War really nailed it and reinvented itself.
We'll see. I mean, you know me, I'm all about the story.
I know you. You don't like things that are popular, right? So when Red Dead comes out and everybody, but when Red Dead comes out, everybody's like wanking that off. You're going to be like, but God of War.
God of War 3 then, but God of War 4, as it is, or God of War. That wouldn't be considered a popular game then, would it not?
It is now, but when Red Dead 2 comes out and everybody's thinking Red Dead deserves the Game of the Year like it should, you'll be like, no, God of War.
I'll be very, measured. I'll make sure that I consider all aspects of each game before I decide. And there may be another game before that comes out that's equally as good.
Like what? Jurassic Park Extinction? I don't think so.
Who knows? The year is young. But yeah, it's very good. Like I say, if you've got a PS4, it's a bit of a no-brainer.
I bought a PS4 for it.
It is a no-brainer.
Good stuff.
I can't imagine. And did you see? Can I just say, while we're on the topic of God of War, did you see the video of the director?
Yes, and he cried up and like as he watched the reviews. Yeah, I saw it. La da da.
Bless him. It was properly.
It was very nice. I'm very happy for him. But fucking.
He must have known it was good.
He knew it was fucking good. Whatever. No, I'm very happy for him. I'm glad that he's. That he can have a week off.
And it shows how much effort and passion and.
I know, but what about the guy that makes fucking like the fucking Far Cry 5, and I slag it off, and he's like, "Well, I thought it was fucking good."
I bet he was crying for different reasons. When he saw
yeah.
For that.
Well, the fucking guy that made fucking Golden Axe, the Riders of Beasts or whatever, that one that came out on the 360, went, I spent 4 years on this. You never fucking hear from those guys. Anyway, that's enough God of War. You love it, Stu. Good.
I love it.
Who's next?
I think it's back to Duke.
Yeah, it's back to me. I reinstalled Battlefield 4. For some reason, I was just having a hankering to play a Battlefield game, and one didn't do it. I don't know what it was. I think it's the old-timey weapons that I was just like, I don't want to play this. I want to play Battlefield 4. So I reinstalled it, and it's like 64 gigabytes. Why is it so big? It's got all those expansions on it. It's ridiculous. But you have to put them in if you want to play most servers, because what the heck? But here's the thing. Like 10 years after Battlefield 4 first came out, they finally have the server browser done correctly. Because at first it was in the game, but it was crap. And then they put it on a website, and you had to launch the website every time you want to play the game. And then that was crap. And then they finally put it back in the game, and it's done well. And so now the server browser works very well in the game. You don't have to keep switching between web browsers and the game.
Wow. They finally fixed something.
That's what I have to say about Battlefield 4. I'm playing Rocket League. I'm playing Skyrim. God, Skyrim's a great game. And I've been playing Super Meat Boy, and I'm making good progress in that. But the game I will talk about next is Tracks. Because
Tracks
convinced me to get this. Cat Tracks. Yeah, thank you, Duchess. This is the wooden train.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yes. And I started playing the game mode where you have to ferry passengers around.
Yeah.
But that got real annoying real fast because they kept adding groups of passengers in different places, and they had to go to different train stations and this and that. There was a timer, and I was like, I don't want all this. I just want to make a little train set and play with it. So I started up a set on the I guess the regular,
there's lots of different backgrounds you can use, isn't there? So there's lots of
a couple of different backgrounds you can use.
Yeah, it's early access. We should make this clear.
Yeah, it is. So you can play on a completely open blank slate wall. You can play on same setting nighttime, or you can play in an apartment. I think that's it. But anyway, yeah, it's good. I think the best thing about it is that it's got a lot of freedom. Like you can do a lot of stuff with it. What I want to do is I want to make a village that I can just run. My dad played a lot with model trains. He was really into them when he was still with us. And so I kind of want to make a trains, I want to play with it in the same way he used to play with his trains and stuff. So whatever. I think
what's cool for me when I played this was just how accessible the building is. It's so easy to build stuff.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. I mean, I think it generally is pretty intuitive, but there are some things that felt weird. I would, for instance, when you lay down a piece of track, you can remove it by hitting the right mouse button.
Yeah.
But that built, some track and some buildings and stuff, and I wanted to get rid of something I had put down, maybe a fountain or something. And so I thought I had highlighted it, and I wanted to delete it. And so when I hit the right mouse button, nothing happened. And I was like, what's going on? So I kept hitting the right mouse button. Turns out I was deleting the last thing I had put down, which was
right.
So I think they need some more. I mean, I think the removal of the most, the whatever track piece you're looking at with the right mouse button is fine. But for it to make the right mouse button a general undo button is, I think, messed up. They need to have other buttons for that. So whatever. I mean, it like you said, it's early access. It generally works very well. There's a lot of things you can do with it. I've just started playing with all the different possibilities, and I would like it if there were some sort of background beyond like the inside a person's home. Like I think it'd be cool if you have like a forest background or whatever. And they're getting to that because
there are trees available and stuff, but it is a bit tedious putting all that stuff in.
Right, you could build a forest if you want, but yeah. I'm just saying, like they're making it so that you can put in grass blocks and mud blocks and stone blocks. They're very big, so it's not quite to the point where you can make an actual forest, or a mountain range or whatever. But I can see them maybe getting to that point later on, which is cool. So, I mean, generally speaking, thumbs up. It's fun. It's cool. I'm going to be playing more with it, I think.
It wasn't very expensive. How much did you pay for it, by the way? It wasn't that expensive when I bought it.
Cheap. I actually bought it, I think, when it was on the Steam sale. Because I've had it for a while. I just haven't gotten around to playing it. So, but now I have. So
it looks. By the way, we should mention the textures are lovely. It does look like a wooden train set, doesn't it? Yeah, it's really nicely done.
It's very, the graphics are great, absolutely. And I can think, that's the thing. Once I put in the work to actually make it like a village that the train's running around, I think it'll look great. The other thing that I think is kind of odd is that, like, what I want to do is I want to set up a train set and then just have the train run on it. And what I'd like to do is tell the train, okay, take this big loop, and then I'll pull a switch, and then you'll take the smaller loop. But from what I can tell, I have to be in the train telling it to the left.
Steering it.
Right, which is messed up. There should be a switch that you can do to be like, hey, take the left, take the right, or whatever. Or I can just make it one big loop. I mean, whatever. If that's what I want to do.
There's also they've obviously got musical notes as well, so you can get it to play tunes and stuff, which is very cool.
Yeah, definitely. So
there's lots of options.
There's lots of options, and it's really cool that they've done so much work to make it an interesting, basically open sandbox thing. There's a lot of things you can do with it.
To me, like it doesn't fulfill like your fantasy though, does it, Duke? Like, of like, having like a model train set.
Well, not real. I mean, what you're looking at doesn't do that because it's mostly just playing with the tracks, but there is a lot of decoration you can put in.
Yeah, there is. There's houses, there's picket fences, there's trees.
I would like it if they had, more stuff in that regard, but I think they're working on it. So
yeah, there's lights, there's Christmas tree decorations, there's all sorts of stuff actually in the game, so there is a lot of things you could do with
that's
it.
The thing, right? So they're trying to design it for like a number of different purposes, right? There's the passengers mode for people who want a bit of a puzzle and they want to beat the clock. There's, you can have it go so that your train goes flying into the air and careening off, and you can stack blocks that your train then runs through. So that's for the chaos and mayhem types. They're trying to give a lot of different people what they want, and I don't imagine. Weirdo wants to connect with his dad through a train set that he makes look like his dad's train set from back in the day is very high on that list. And I understand that.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good though. It's a nice little simulator.
Tracks. The game is Tracks.
We'll see.
Yeah, pretty much. Train tracks.
That's Tracks.
Tracks.
There you go. Yeah, is it back to me?
I think it's Chinny's turn. You
Is
just
it
talked
Ginny?
about God of War for an hour.
Oh yeah, it's Ginny's turn. Go, Ginny, go.
Golf Story is something that I've been playing.
Yes, you have.
Golf Story on the Switch, and I think I've said all I need to say really about it. There's not much more other than the game it just keeps going. I'm not sure sort of when it ends really. It just there's a lot there, and like there's loads of things that I've yet to discover, and it's not getting there quick. I thought, it might be like a couple of hours or something in the game, but it's just, I don't know. I must have been playing it for at least 4 hours or something now, and it's just it just never stops. And there's a few things. It reminds me of like games of old where you don't know where to go, because sometimes a character says, "Hey, can you we need to get this like rare element, and it's at a park by this course." All right, and you're like, okay, and you've got nothing else. You can keep checking that dialogue. You've got a little diary of what your quests are, but it's literally the last thing they've said, which is it's by a park by the course. And I'm like, so I thought it was at another park by the park, by like another course by the course, like another golf course. So I was walking around, and then I finally gave up and just Googled it, and because I'm fucking 32 and I'm far too old to be fucking around doing this shit. And it's like, oh, there's a little frisbee park by the course, and I'm like, oh my god. And there was when I saw it, and I didn't think it was a park. I just thought it was like a piece of decoration. And I was like, oh my god. So there's a lot of that in it where there's, I feel like if this was the only game you had to play, because you're traveling everywhere, and you've just got like, weeks of travel and stuff like that, you get through it. Or if you're a child and it's your first console and you've only got like a couple of games, but like for someone who plays it like an hour a pop here and there, it's pretty I don't know, it's difficult to sort of like look for stuff, because I pick it up sometimes. It goes, okay, look for this rare element, and you're like, oh, I don't know, this is where I was on the game, and now I've just got to run around aimlessly. So there is a little bit of like finding.
Sorry, I can imagine that's frustrating, because like if I was playing it, I'd be like, I just want to play golf. I don't want to go looking for.
Usually when you play on the Switch, you're only playing it for a short amount of time when it's handheld mode. If I've got a large amount of time to play games, I'll play Far Cry, But if if I've got like 5-10 minutes or half an hour, or I'm just chilling, or sometimes I play it just before bed or wherever, I'll play it, and you kind of want to just crack on with it. And do it, and a lot of the game is playing golf, and a lot of the game is like variations on that, or little funny quests, and they're great. Look, that's fine. But when there's a lot of finding the next thing you've got to do in the game, you know what I mean? It's like you've got to look for some fucking swans, and you're like, all right, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't be bothered to look for fucking swans. I do have a glitch mentioning swans. Actually, I think I have a glitched mission. Because there's a thing that's like, go to the gathering of the swans, and I knew what it meant. It was these swan boats. It wasn't actual swans, and I go there, and there's nothing there, and I googled it, and I've watched somebody do it, and basically there's a little digging site at the back of the thing, and I can't do it. It doesn't stop the game, luckily. It's just a side little quest thing, just to dig something up, some treasure or whatever. But I can't do it. I can't do that quest for some reason, which is strange. So that happens, but no, the game's good, and it's funny. It continues to be funny, and it continues to sort of be quite challenging at times. And it's not a complete giveaway. There are some difficult moments with it, so I really like it. Golf Story on the Switch. I still recommend it.
Yeah, I'm loving that. I'm just watching obviously what's playing out on screen here, and it's saying about some shady characters trying to get him to sell counterfeit clubs in the shop.
That's right, yeah.
So is that just dodgy stuff going on?
Yeah, there's always like a bit of dialogue going on of like, you know, the thing that I unlocked this week was the mini golf course. So I did the mini golf course, and you go in and there's these scientists in there, right? And basically they said like mini golf is only for really clever people, so you're not smart enough to play mini golf. And the record is like 22, so you'll never get anywhere near it. And of course you play and you beat the record, and they're like, wow, you must be, and they, yeah, you must be and like the frisbee players or disc golf are complete douchebags. You know what I mean? They're like, yo, bro, what's going on, bro? There's a lot of that. Yeah, there's just a lot of like weird, and there's you watch like this videotape, right? And the woman on the videotape like teaches you a few lessons, and then you meet the woman on the videotape, and your coach is like enamored with her, and like, oh yeah, we should get together and do some golf sessions together, yeah, you know. So it is funny, and you and your coach, who's this guy on screen now, he's like a sort of, I think he's like a black man with a bald head sort of thing. You kind of think he's a really good coach, and then you watch him play, and sometimes you and your coach play another person and their coach, and the coach only drives. He says, "Oh, I've got my irons are not here, so I can only drive." And he always fluffs the drive. He always puts it in the rough, or he always puts it in the sand, and he's terrible. So I think after this mission, I'm going to be swapping coaches because mine's terrible.
Oh, you're going to get rid of him? You're going to sack him off?
I think that's the way the story's going to go. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's funny, and it has a lot of charm with it, and it's just really enjoyable to play. I do want to play it on the TV, because I play it on the handheld mode a lot, and I do want to stream it a little bit, just to stream it and have it. You know, when I've got, like I said, like when I've got a large chunk of time, I play Far Cry, but I do sort of want to dedicate one of those sort of gaming sessions that I have in the week to Golf Club, just to sort of give it a fair few hours, you know what I mean? Just to give it a good old game session, just to get into it a bit, and just to play it on the TV, because I did briefly play it on the TV, and it looks really, really good. You know, it holds up really well, even though it's just a sprite-based game. So I'm loving the Switch. I think it's a great console, and to be honest, I know the Xbox is probably the lesser of the three, but I think this is a great generation for consoles. I think they're really well, and they're really sort of hitting their stride.
And they're all offering something different, aren't they?
Well, I don't think the Xbox offers much different, but it does have the Game Pass, and I suppose there are some things to take away from it. It's probably the least one, the least sort of one that stands out. Certainly the PS4 and the Switch are great, but you know, I think this generation it's almost coming to a close. I feel like there's probably 2-3 years left on this generation, but I feel like it's only just started really, like in the last year, to sort of hit its stride really. You know, probably about 2016 is when, you know, I know Metal Gear Solid 5 came out and all that sort of stuff in 2015, but I think the last year, maybe 2 years, it's started to settle in, and yeah, and I can't say a bad thing about Golf Story. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, as you know, I will be picking up a Switch as soon as
Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3 launches, but up until that point, you know, and I know that I'm going to have loads of cool games to play on there, because I've seen some of the stuff, and as negative as I was at the, you know, when they launched this or sort of announced it, I can see the appeal. You know,
it's a great. I think I'm wrong. I think you will really like the Switch, Stu. As somebody that you know, we're all adults. We've got limited gaming time, but having a console that you can just literally like pick up and play wherever you are, you know, if you're in bed or if you just got 5 minutes on the settee or whatever, it's really handy. You know, it is really good.
No, I can definitely see that.
Yeah,
I must admit, and this game does appeal to me.
Yeah. Would you be interested in Mario Odyssey or not?
Possibly. I don't think I'd be as bothered about that as I would be about something like this, to be honest.
No. Mario Odyssey is a fantastic game.
Oh yeah, no, and I can see that. But I played it, at EGX, and although I could see the quality of the game, I'm just not that big into Mario. I hate to say it, but I'm just not.
No.
I'm not a huge Mario fan. Don't know why.
Is incorrect.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah, so I'm just going to talk about one more game because I have got another one, but I haven't hardly played it. And to be honest, I'd like to save that until I've played
Right.
it more.
The game we are going to talk about is
Narrow Boat Simulator.
what?
Wow, really?
Really?
Canal boats.
Canal boats, man. I love.
This is actually a game about narrow boats.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
the
so
Duchess
here's
is from the other goddamn room.
so here's the thing, right?
Here's the thing. It's about boats, but not just any boats. They're narrow boats.
They're narrow boats. This was free on Android, so I didn't pay for this.
Well,
This is on my.
Shit.
It's free on Android. Yeah. Do you know what? It's a narrow boat. You have to go
exactly
through.
what it says on the tin.
It's exactly what it says on the tin. But it's so cool, the tutorial, right? So you have.
Oh my God.
So you have to cast off. Obviously, you need to cast off the boat before you can get on it.
Oh, you can't seriously take us through this step by step.
No. But I'm just saying. This is what I'm telling. This is what the tutorials are. It teaches you to cast off.
Do we need to know what the
I want to know, Duke. I want to know.
One of the steps in the tutorial is
Yes,
go
maneuvering around curvy areas.
No, go to the pub. Right? Because this is what you do when you're on a narrow boat.
It's a dumb game.
Yeah.
So you go to the pub.
The graphics are amazing, Stu.
They're totally adequate for what.
Do I need a high-end PC to play this?
No, you don't.
Game monitor, forget it.
No, you don't. But you know what? I kind of like it.
Wow.
Because it's narrowboat. I love canals. When I was a kid, we went on narrowboat holidays and I used to love them, right? And it's that nostalgia, you're just tootling along down the canal, you go through a couple of locks and you stop at a pub, have a few drinks, get some food, move on to the next area that you're going to. It's just kind of cool.
Okay, well, there you go. Narrow boats.
And you have a cat, by the way. There's a little cat that sits on top of your boat as well, which is kind of cool.
It's over.
I have one more thing to say. I've not finished yet. There's more to say about this stuff.
Wait.
I would have thought you'd talk about the important things before you get to the cat.
Wait.
You can, once you finish the tutorial, you can actually choose which boat you want to use. So I'm using a little one, more like a
only somewhat narrow,
like a cruiser at the moment. So it's quite short. So it's a little bit more like maneuverable in the canal. So I'm not crashing into as much stuff, and it's easier to turn around. But it's cool. I love it. It's free. It's a canal boat.
Glad it's free.
And that's it for me this week.
Okay. Well, I got one more too. It's called Friday the 13th Killer Puzzle.
Oh, I've seen this.
And this is also free on Steam, so people can check it out. There's no cost to you. It's completely 100% absolutely free.
Free, free, no charge.
And it's a very standard puzzle game. You are Jason. There are people you need to kill. You're on a grid, like a chessboard, and you can only move like a queen, up, down, left, right. I guess it's more like a rook on a chessboard. Duh.
Oh wow! I'm just looking at it.
Once you start moving in a certain direction, you have to go all the way until there's nowhere left to go on that thing. So I don't know what this level is that you're looking at. It's some sort of Matrix style thing.
Oh right, is this not normal? Right, okay.
It's not. No, I mean the first few levels are in a campground, so whatever.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but it's interesting because the puzzle dynamics, you have to think about them a little bit. Okay, I can't go this way, or like for instance, in one of them you're on a pier and Jason can't swim, so you have to go this way in order to get to the picnic table, and then you can go back to get the guy that you need to kill rather than go out into the water and die.
So you're Jason in this situation.
Exactly.
Right.
And when you kill all the people in the, and you do that moving around part of the puzzle, and then the last part of the puzzle is you go and kill. It says final girl or final boy, and then you get to them, and then there's a very tiny mini game where it's kind of like golf on the NES or whatever, where the skull kind of moves back and forth and there's a little indicator. You have to get it in the kill spot or whatever it is, and so if you do that, then it shows you an extra gruesome killing or whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing that stood out to me about this is I've never been into horror movies.
No.
And obviously this is a horror game. You can set the violence level to be PG or R. So, you know, if you just have it set on PG, then when you kill the person, they turn into a skeleton and it's just cartoony.
Yeah.
But if you have it set to R, you'll drive a crowbar through their head or whatever it is. Like, it's really gross. And it started me thinking about the whole phenomenon of horror games, because I've never been into them and I don't really get them. I think it's kind of weird that there's a whole genre of film and video games that's designed to revel in the, you know, graphic murder of people.
Weird. I mean, weird, because I'm a huge horror film fan.
So what is it about them that you like?
I don't know. It's that feeling of being on edge, I guess. I mean, just as a little confession and an aside here. When I was a teenager growing up, I subscribed to Fangoria and Gore Zone magazines.
Yeah.
Which were basically film magazines just solely for horror films. And upcoming horror films that were coming out, and they were imported. They were American magazines, and I used to go to this specialized comic shop in Preston that stocked them to buy them every month. Yeah, because they obviously didn't sell anything like that over here. I just like being scared, to be honest, and you know, all these kind of really, I know, yeah, kinda. All these really gory films don't bother me at all. You know, obviously I love Outlast, I love Resident Evil games, I like any sort of horror game, and I love any sort of horror film, to be honest. I just really like horror films. I like, you know, Halloween is one of my favorite films of all time because it's just a classic.
Yeah, I've never seen too many of them. Like, I like Silence of the Lambs because I think it goes beyond just being gruesome and gory and whatever. I remember when I first started dating the Duchess, I had this thing that I always did with people I went on dates with, and I'd say at a certain point, I'd be like, you know, relationship's getting serious. All right, show me a movie that means something to you. And she showed me Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Great film.
And I was just like, I never would have expected that this would be the movie you show me. I mean, you know, she was a vegan at the time. She rides her bike everywhere, like radical feminist. And here we are watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The 90-year-old corpse people are like smashing the girl in the head, and one of the, you know, incest brothers is like, yeah, kill that bitch. And I'm just like, wow, I never expected.
Was she crying of emotion when she was watching it as well?
Oh, she loved it. She was like,
that's what I'm saying. She was like, it's so beautiful.
Such a powerful expose of the toxic masculinity. No, it was, I think she just thinks it's a really good example of doing what it does. Like, we watched Full Metal Jacket this weekend as well, and like, she's really into that movie too. So I mean, whatever, she loves Twin Peaks, and I mean, that's the thing, is the Duchess, like every human, is a complicated person. But
well, tell her she's got great taste in movies. That's what I say.
She already knows that. But yeah, I'll tell her you agree with her. I don't know. I think it's interesting because for me, it just feels so gratuitous to watch the knife going into the girl's eyeball and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not into this. Like, what? Why is this so exciting for people? But I mean, whatever. I accept that it's, you know, just some people.
It's not about. I don't think it's about excitement. I think it's about your tension for the characters in the movie. You know, because
that's as may be, but that's not happening here. This is totally gratuitous. It's just Jason.
I'll definitely play this game.
Well, back on Friday the 13th Killer Puzzle. The thing that we haven't mentioned about it, so it is a sort of turn-based puzzle, sort of isometric game, but the art style is adorable.
It is adorable.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely true.
And this cute little Jason is ripping these people apart, and it's so funny.
This video that I found, which I hadn't looked at it much when I pulled it up. This is on PG mode, so we're not getting the full gruesome visuals and stuff, but that's okay with me.
Yeah.
Can I just say, by the way,
it's a bog standard puzzle game. It's fun. It's free. You get every penny you pay for. So whatever.
Can I just say, by the way, I don't think Friday the 13th is a particularly good horror film.
Okay.
I was never a massive fan of it. It's kind of, it wasn't a great story.
I don't have a massive fondness for horror, Duke. I don't really like, I wouldn't call myself a horror fan, put it that way. But I played horror games because I feel like with a movie, I don't feel that sort of intense, like unsettling, like feeling. And I guess that's what you don't like, is that sort of feeling. But
it's not that I don't like the unsettling feeling, because again, like, I love Silence of the Lambs, I love Hannibal. I think those movies are done very well. I think and I think there's a separate set of rules for horror movies than there are for other movies. So people who watch Scream and really got into it, I did not, because I think you have to love horror movies to really enjoy Scream, and I've never really been.
Oh yeah, Scream was very
everything in Scream about, oh, this person's gonna die first and this is that.
Yeah, it was all about the references. You had to be a horror film fan.
Exactly, and I was not, and so I was bored pretty much with Scream. I found it dull, and I think that's the thing for me. Yeah, horror movies are just not my thing for whatever reason. Some movies are just not that type of person's thing, and I think if you're waiting for a good story in most horror movies, you're not going to get it, and that's not the point of most horror movies. So,
no, most horror movies, the point is to scare you,
right?
To sort of feel uneasy.
With how much fear I already have in my life, so I don't need more of that.
So yeah, so I am. You probably didn't know that about me, but I'm a huge horror film fan.
I know it now. And so, like I said, yeah, Friday the 13th Killer Puzzle, it's cool. You can get different weapons, like over the course of the game, you get different weapons and you can use them. And I think there's probably stuff you can buy somewhere, and they're gonna make money somewhere, but I don't know exactly how it works. But I played it for about 5-10 minutes. I was like, it's cute, and then I was done. So.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll pick this up.
Well, when you say pick it up, you can download it for free, yes.
Yeah, yes.
But that's me done.
That's you done, and you done, Chinny.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's me done.
That's you done. Skippy news, man. There is no time for news.
Yeah, no time for news.
No time
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'm not.
Yeah, time for news.
Listen, I don't have time to play with the phone here. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done.
I hate to say it. I don't know whether we've got time for the quiz again this week.
No, I don't think we do. No.
I don't think we do.
No, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Pete.
Whoa, that ruled.
I apologise to Pete. He's put a lot of effort into this PowerPoint, and we've delayed it for 2 weeks. But
we should start with it next week.
We'll start with it next week. How about that? Yeah.
Right, first email tonight is off Derek Sands.
Well, maybe we should play the clips that we've got first before we get into this.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Yeah, so Duke, I don't know if you want to play yours first or mine first, but
we'll play the Arcade Club one because I just downloaded it and I haven't downloaded mine yet. So.
Okay, go for it.
Ready.
So sit back and relax for I don't know 4-5 minutes.
5 minutes and 12 seconds apparently.
Ready. Kyle. Hello. I'm standing next to you.
You are indeed.
You're on the show.
Ooh, a show.
Say something clever. I don't know what the quality's like because it's on my phone.
Stu is wearing an Atari t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I never really thought about that. Stu thinks he's really cool and trendy.
Yeah.
But he ain't.
He's also wearing a camouflage jacket.
Yeah. I don't know. Style doesn't really ooze over Stu, does it? Are you having a good time at the mix-up?
It's really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah?
Really good.
Are you getting your hand off my cock now?
No. You told me to put it there for the purpose of this recording.
Where's Paul going? I'm going to get Paul. Oh, right. Hey, Paul, come over here, Paul. You're on the show. You're literally on the show.
Wow, on the show.
Yeah,
what an honour.
So, Paul, you don't go on Twitter because you say you're too old.
Yep.
All right. But you're a magnificent man. I can see you in the flesh now.
Plenty of it.
This is the first time you've met me in real life.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
impressed. I'm impressed.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, you live up to your words.
What did you think? Did you know what Stu looked like?
No, I didn't. He does sort of fit me image of Stu.
You reckon?
Yeah, I had him down as shortish.
Yeah.
A bit dumpy.
Yeah. He's gonna fucking hate that one. But it's true. It's true.
Edit that out.
It's not like you and I are getting any like stallions of men, are we? No. But,
and there's plenty of them here.
Yes, yeah. But it's a good laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good laugh. It's good. It's nice to meet some guys.
Yeah. And you wrote into the show and said, I'm too fucking old. I'm blah 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 blah.
Past it.
I'm past it. But you're here. I'm really happy you came. You're a lovely guy. I'm really glad you came. I hope you're getting more involved.
I will do from now on.
No,
there's no upper age limit.
No, well,
fine.
yeah, there is. It's 53.
I creep in.
Yeah, just about. A couple of years or a year, you're out. It's over. No, but it's good. I think the more and more people I love meeting new people who listen to the show. And then the weird thing is, people listen to the show and they go, "Oh, you're a new listener or something?" They go, "No, I've been listening since 2011 or whatever."
Yeah.
You're like, "What the hell?"
What is wrong with you? Why have you been listening that much?
Great. Thank you for for the setup. It's good.
Yeah,
it's nice to meet people
we didn't
behind the
make
show.
this place.
No.
But it is an awesome place.
Yeah,
2
it's good.
floors. It's so impressive. When you come here, you walk in and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to play.
Correct.
And I even played some VR and I enjoyed it.
Now that's strange.
That's weird.
That is strange.
And I got a chicken dinner.
And that's even
And
stranger.
that's the weirdest thing. Maybe within these walls, the natural law doesn't apply.
Yeah, maybe
Do you know what
that's
I mean?
it. That's it. You can get a chicken dinner
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You can't get it at
I'll
home.
play the lottery in here and see how I get on. Okay, I'm recording this on my phone. I didn't prepare or anything, but this is going to go on the show. I'm with Jay, Mark Annix's son, Mini Mannix. Right, that's my name for you now. And me and you have had a bit of a head-to-head today. I got my first ever solo chicken dinner.
Yeah, that's very good.
But you got a chicken dinner, and then you got another chicken dinner.
Yeah, I had to beat you. You got 4 kills. I got 1 kill on my first chicken dinner.
Yeah.
And then second chicken dinner, I got 9 kills.
You just got to do it, yeah. What you do that for? What are you doing to me? I get my chicken dinner, and you take it away.
Now you got to get 10 kills. and a
Yeah,
chicken dinner.
mate, there's no way I'm doing that.
I won't do that again.
So, Jay, I love you, but I also hate you at the same time.
It's all right.
That's all right. Okay, Mark, you're on the show.
Hello.
Mark Annix.
Mark Annix, yes.
I'm not speaking to your son at the moment.
No, you're not. You're not
falling out with him.
are you?
No. Because I got a chicken dinner. Everybody was happy. My first solo chicken dinner, and he takes it away from me by doing. He might do two chicken dinners.
Yeah, and one with 9 kills.
9 kills. He's just a show off,
Yeah,
isn't
he
he?
is, isn't he? Yeah. I taught him everything he knows, though.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. How many chicken dinners you got?
How many what?
How many chicken dinners you got?
Me, one.
Yeah.
On Xbox, so easy mode.
Easy mode.
Yeah.
It's been a good show. It's been a good thing, isn't it? Like meet up, hasn't it, Mark?
It's been excellent.
It's
Yeah,
been
I've really
good fun.
enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it. And obviously, even though I'm not talking to your son, Jay, it's been good to see him again as well.
Yeah.
But the people have come out who I've never met before that have listened
Yeah,
to the
I've
show
met a few
longer than people that I have met.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So awesome.
Yeah. It's the
yeah.
first time I've met Brian.
Yeah, Brian, yeah. He comes to everything. Brian's
Yeah.
a legend. He's good. But yeah, thanks for coming though, Mark.
Yeah, you're welcome. Being
And
good.
just drop me a £20 note.
Greg, I've got a message from Greg for both
Greg,
of you.
yeah.
He says, congratulations on 10 years.
Ah, thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
He did actually text me, just in
Yeah.
case you forgot to tell him.
All right, yeah.
So I was going to slag you off
Yeah.
to him. But he remembered, Greg.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming, Mark.
Right.
Always a pleasure. I'm not sure when I'll see you again, because I won't be
You won't be EGX, will you?
You won't be, will you?
Yeah,
You won't?
we've got tickets, yeah. We're going on
Okay.
Friday.
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm sure we'll do another. Maybe we'll do another one next year.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Maybe a bit more organised next year.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, Mark.
And that's it.
Nice stuff.
So I did do a lot, and that audio clip doesn't justify how loud it was in there, because I'm literally like
No, it was
shouting.
very loud.
And
wasn't
also
it?
bear in mind those clips were like hours apart, so when I repeat myself, it's because I completely forgot what I recorded earlier.
I think it's a testament to how good these phones
I know.
record.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Anyway,
And the
all right,
cameras as
I'll
well.
play the one from Seth and Sean. But first, I want to play a real short clip that a student sent me, because I have a student who's pretty remarkable in terms of his ability to rhyme. Like he's a rapper and he's good at it. And he got to open for a rapper named Mac Lethal, who's a really good MC. He's known for being one of the fastest rappers in the world. Mac Lethal is he does a song called Jihad, which I really like, and a lot of other songs. It's a satirical song about hypocritical Christians called Jihad for whatever reason. Anyway, yeah, so this student of mine opened for him in Madison. It was a sold-out show. It was really awesome. He showed some clips of it. Yeah, it was really great. So then he comes back to school the next day and he goes, "Hey, Mr. P, there's this little clip of me talking to Mac Lethal. Can we play it in class?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." So we played it in class. Here's the audio.
And this whole thing came about, I told my teacher, Mr. Piotrowski, he teaches interdisciplinary poetry, like a hip-hop class in our school, and I told him, I was like, "Oh, I'm opening up Mac Lethal." Jihad, and start singing the song, and I was like, "Yeah, I love Mac Lethal." Yeah, so I just wanted to see if you shout him out for me, Mr. Piotrowski.
Mr.
Piotrowski.
Mr. Piotrowski, I hope you have an amazing life and a stellar summer. It's almost out. School's almost over. You're almost done with this kid right here. It's going to be great.
Until next year.
Until next year. So thank you for all you do. We appreciate you, sir.
That was just so nice.
Aww.
Isn't that cool?
That's really nice.
very cool.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah, very awesome. So anyway, thank you, Chris. Really, awesome kid to work with. Like really driven. He makes videos and stuff, and like
Has he got a YouTube channel?
He does. I don't know exactly what it is.
You need to find out and show it to me.
Yeah, I'll share you one because he shared them with me. So I'll send you a clip to. I'll send you a link to one of those.
Nice.
Yeah, and then here's the recording I made with Seth and Sean at the Rossi's Pizza Place. It's also about 5 minutes, so buckle up. All right, so I'm here with Seth and Sean. Hey, say hello, guys.
Hey.
Hello, guys.
This is Sean. And that's Seth.
Seth's eating a cheese curd, so he can't talk right now. I suppose I don't have to talk right into it, huh? I'm used to like having to put your mouth right next to the mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here at Rossi's Pizza playing some classic video games. I set a new high score on Galaga, so thank you very much.
Like just now, a little bit ago?
Yeah, well, I was waiting for you.
He's a beast.
That's right.
Galaga beast.
That's right. So are there certain games y'all are most looking forward to, or? It's all in the back. There's a little arcade.
I haven't even looked. I saw some pictures online, but
yeah,
looks good.
I'm weird because I listen to veteran gamers and I don't play a lot of games.
Yeah.
So it's like that's how I keep up with games. Like I don't actually play a lot. But lately I've been playing Monument Valley 1 and 2.
Oh, nice.
Which I enjoyed those a lot.
I've heard good things, but I've never played them.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, there's not much of a game. You just kind of point and click.
Yeah.
But it still is beautifully done. And then I've been playing Celeste.
Okay.
Which is rock hard.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So
I want to play that too.
I got past the first boss and I kind of took a break because it's just so. It took me like 4 days to beat this one boss.
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating, but it is a great game.
Cool.
And then the only other game I've been playing. Oh, I just got Mario 3D World for my 3DS.
Nice.
My 2DS. So that's been fun. So
cool.
Aside from that, I haven't really been playing many games.
Seth, what have you been up to?
Gaming wise?
Gaming wise.
Well, first of all, Monument Valley is awesome. I haven't played the second one yet, but that is you can beat the whole game in an hour. It's totally worth downloading. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Actually, Stu didn't like it for that reason.
Yeah.
Really?
You said it wasn't. Monument Valley was too short.
I think he said that about the second one, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, but short or not, it's worth a few bucks and it's so good.
Stu occasionally has the wrong opinion about games.
Well, it's like an experience has to be X amount of time for him to pay X amount of money.
That's true.
Which is kind of strange because if it's a good experience,
right,
I'd be willing to pay. I mean, think you pay $7 for a 2-hour movie.
And yet he'll play games that are a minute long. Like, what the heck?
It's very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you paid $60 for a game and you beat it in 10 hours and you pay $4 for Monument Valley and beat it in an hour, how is that a different value proposition? Or really, it's in the same ballpark, right?
Yeah.
I've actually been playing a mobile game recently. It's funny you brought up Bedlam before. I've been playing Guild of Dungeoneering, which is fantastic and charming. I recommend it, highly recommend it. It's kind of like a little... it's like a card battler in a way, but on a very, very light level. You're not collecting decks or customizing anything really. You just have these little dungeoneers, and you send them out into these dungeons, and then you have, like, per the character you choose, you have kind of certain card attacks. And then you also get new cards every round, and you actually place the monsters and the treasures in the dungeon yourself. So you're basically putting your own obstacles in front of you, but you have to try to, like, work your way up to be able to get to where you need to go.
Interesting.
Very fun little game, super charming. It's got the reason I brought up the connection to Skyshine is when I worked with those guys, our publisher Versus Evil was also publishing this game.
Oh wow!
So when I went to E3 back in 2015, this guy Colin from Ireland, he just made the entire game himself, pretty much from top to bottom.
Oh.
He was there, and he was super fun to hang out with. And the music in the game is all. He found there's like this street performer in Dublin that he found that he loved listening to, and he hired him to go into a studio and like play like a lute and like sing these little like weird limericks and stuff.
Awesome.
And it's really, really great.
It's like that Jamie Foxx movie where he just took the guy off the street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I would highly recommend that. So it's $5 or whatever it is.
Cool.
Is it worth it though?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Will Stu like it?
Way more than an hour.
Will Stu like it?
I don't know if he'll like it.
Is it weird and shit enough for Stu?
It might be weird and shit enough. Yeah, it might be.
Cool.
But definitely in terms of the value proposition, I mean, you could play that game for 25-30 hours and it's $5. So
Guild of Dungeoneering.
Guild of Dungeoneering.
So he would love it. It would be his best game ever.
It sounds like you get a lot of value out of it. Yeah. He'll wait for it to go on sale though. Yeah. 99 cents, and then he'll.
And I did end up getting it one time through the Humble Bundle.
Nice.
So I think I got it for
He may have it. We may have it. I
There you
buy
go.
all sorts of things on there that I don't know that I have. So.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna get some pizza. So anybody want to shout out anybody out?
Oh, I
Duke
want
and Chinny.
Yeah.
to shout out Chinny.
Stu.
This is
Yeah.
awesome.
That's right. We got a pin of him on my shirt
Yeah,
right
it's
here.
great.
So it's
And
like
I'm,
he's
I'm
here.
just like Chinny because I shot a video with
That's right.
Yeah, with Eric last year, and I still haven't edited it. So I'm
Yeah, you're in the
exactly
Brotherhood of
just like-
Languid Editors.
Yeah.
Actually, you know who I'll shout out? I'll shout out Chinny's brother. He just tweeted out this thing. I saw you followed him, but he's like, oh, my brother's on Twitter now. He's kind of like me, only he's a ginger, and he made a joke. My one memory of his brother, I've never met him in real life, was that he shared this thing on Twitter, or he talked about it on the show one time. His brother has like a lot of tattoos. He went to a tattoo convention, and his tattooist or his artist said, "Hey, if you come to this show, I will give you one.
If you let me practice
tattoo
on
for
you or
free, but
do
I
the
just get to choose
exhibit."
what it is."
Right.
And he ended up tattooing. Do you remember what this was?
It was the Tom Hanks and Castaway,
This
right?
huge
Making
thing
fire.
of Tom Hanks on his leg, and I saved that picture. I actually tweeted it at Tom Hanks to see if he would think it was funny. I don't know if he's even on Twitter.
You got to send Tom Hanks a typewritten note, and then you'll get a response.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Cool. Well, cheers to everybody listening, and peace from Madison.
Cheers. See you guys.
Yay!
Yay. Can I just clarify? About?
I knew he's gonna do something here.
I really like Monument Valley. What I complained about Monument Valley 2 wasn't necessarily the shortness of the game, was the fact that they brought in towards the end of the game these really cool new mechanics, and then barely used them, and then the game ended. So it was almost like it was going somewhere else, and then just didn't.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, so that's what I complained about. The first one I thought was excellent.
Yeah.
The issues I had with the second one was it was a bit more of the same. It was a bit too samey, and when they did bring in something new and interesting, they didn't do enough with it. So that was kind of my complaint. And boy, oh boy, I really don't care about paying money for a game that's really good. That's not very long. Hence, What Remains of Edith Finch is a very good example of that.
Yeah.
So, that doesn't bother me at all. I don't want loads of pointless shit. That's what irks me is sort of games that are overly long just because they make you do pointless things.
Jenny, is there anything to angrily clarify about what Seth and Sean said?
Yeah, apart from that, I've nothing else.
I'm deeply offended about what Sean said about me taking a long time to edit stuff.
That's
Not even true.
Even though it's true, I'm really offended by that. And in my defense, I'm really fucking lazy. So
Well, in my defense, I was on 30 Rock, and they go, "Did you steal an old woman's birthday party from me?" And Jack Donaghy goes, "In my defense, yes."
So, yeah.
So do we actually have any emails?
Yes, we do.
Or any speak pipes? I think we just played all the audio we have, but we do have emails, so let's get to those. Hurry up.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Well, I was about to, but then, you did that first, but we're getting there, right?
Right. I cut in with all the audio.
You did, which is fine. By the way, thank you, Seth. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean and Seth.
Yeah. First email tonight is from Derek's Hands, who we met just yesterday.
Derek's Hands.
And his email is entitled, "This is what I rang for."
Boss now. I know what that's a reference to.
So this is what he says. He says, "Cheers, veteran gamers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I am celebrating my return home from the arcade club in Bury, with a few bottles of Desperados beer. Don't worry, I've only opened the first bottle." Which I think is a reference to sometime around Christmas time. He was a little bit drunk, weren't he? If I remember rightly. He was a little bit drunk. He was a little bit drunk in the chat. I think I vaguely remember this. Anyway, he says, "After spending a hot, noisy, enjoyable afternoon at the arcade club, I think I saw just a little glimpse of what it means to be famous." I'm not too sure about this, to be honest. "With people trying to get your attention, wanted to shake your hand and get a photo taken with you. I never realised Chinny's brother Pete was so popular." You see what he did there?
He's a popular guy, my brother.
He is a popular guy.
He is.
Stu and Chinny were there as well, of course. And I think it's fair to say that the whole event was a great success.
Yeah.
It was. Thank you to anyone who took the time to speak to me and were kind enough to give me a lift in their car. Despite Chinny's misgivings, I thought Stu's driving skills were smooth and silky. It's true. It's totally true. On my train journeys, I managed to get 2/3 of the way through Mr. Piotrowski's book, This Ain't What You Rung For. So I expect a full in-depth and critical analysis in the next few weeks by a speak pipe.
Awesome.
Or I might just say it was an enjoyable read.
Yeah.
Finally, I did intend to take my own photo during the evening meal, but forgot to do so. Maybe I was just intent on enjoying the moment. I guess I'll have to keep those few hours at the Mezzaluna restaurant as a perfect memory in my head. Yours in a very sentimental mood, Derek. So there you go.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek. Ah, so cool. So cool. So yeah, it was lovely to meet you, Derek.
It was.
yesterday.
It was.
It was. And I'll be honest, he looks nothing like Anthony Hopkins.
He does not. No, he does not look like Anthony Hopkins.
He doesn't. He might sound a little bit like him, but he doesn't look like him.
Yeah.
Anyway, next email is off Lewis, of course. Another regular emailer now to the podcast. And he says this. Hello, veterans.
Hey.
A bit late to email, but there you go. That's how it is.
Email us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hope you've all had a really good week, and that. Yeah, we've had a great week.
Yeah, it's been a very good week.
Been a very good week. I haven't because of exams. Yeah, that's my daughter at the moment. Exams, all she's doing is revising and constantly. Looks like you had fun at the arcade club the other day. So I thought I'd say happy 10th anniversary. You know, because I'm nice like that. Yeah, thank you. It's very kind. Stu, I know I've said some things about you in the past, but I don't actually hate you. I didn't think you hated me, to be honest. That's a bit harsh. I never thought you hated me. It wasn't meant to cause any upset. It didn't, just for the record. But just thought I'd mention. Also, that game last week that I got 3 out of 10. Well, I found another gem for you. Have a look at it. It's called Road Rage and appears to be some sort of motorcycle game.
It's called Boat Simulator.
It is. I know you like racing games, and it seems to have a story in it, so there you go. It's only got 26% on Metacritic, so it's another different game like the other one. Now, I think I need to clarify something here, right? I like to play different games that are unusual and interesting and maybe a bit more unique.
And shit, don't lie to us.
But most of the games I play actually are quite well rated. They're not 3 out of 10s or 26% on Metacritic.
Yeah. Stu only plays well-reviewed games.
Just to give you some sort of examples here, Minute, the game that everyone was being very derogatory about, has got 81 currently on Metacritic.
Stu likes to play games that are well-reviewed, like I just said.
Stu likes to claim that positive reviews from other people make a game good.
Well, it's a bit better than a 26, let's be honest.
Stu likes to play games that are reviewed well by people.
Night in the Woods has got 86.
Stu likes to point out that he plays good games that have been reviewed.
Stu likes to read out numbers from...
Owlboy has 90. Dear Esther even has 90.
Stu likes to leech off people's review scores
Gives a shit.
and pretend that he made the game or something.
Celeste has 91.
Dude, are you seriously still doing this? We're done with the section of the show where we read out review scores.
But anyway, just suffice to say,
Stu likes games.
Recommendations, but good games, not necessarily shit games that are just different. Okay, just to clarify.
Stu likes video games. He plays them.
Stu wants to keep trying to make this point, even though we've done it for every week for the last month.
Anyway, my big question this week is: if you made a game, would it be? Just to say, don't say
what.
Just
are you drunk?
Again. That's right. My big question this week is: if you made a game, that would it be? In brackets, then don't just say it would be a game. All right. I mean, I'm just trying to ask a question. I think that was meant to say.
What would it be?
What would it be? Yes, I think it's just got mixed up a bit in translation. Yeah. Well, if you had to make a game, what would it be?
My game would be about a chap, and he's a father, right? And he's got quite pale skin. Let's just say, I don't know, plucking from thin air. He's got the ashes of his dead wife and children on him, and he's got a beard, and he's sort of fighting gods. I think would be good, but not Greek gods. He used to fight Greek gods, but now it's more sort of Nordic gods, and he's a big axe. And
I like that. I like it. Sounds good so far.
I think it's going to do pretty well. I think I would like to make a kind of a UK GTA. How about that? Look at that. GTA in the UK.
GTA.
I think I would have fun
So like GTA London or GTA Birmingham.
Brumtowns. You're right. Yeah. GTA Peaky Blinders, but in modern times.
I think that would work. I do think that would work. GTA Peaky Blinders, I'm liking it. Duke, what would it be for you then? You could make a game.
I'm thinking about a game on the website veterangamers.co.uk. You should check it out. Where it's about this guy who's trying to get his daughter back and all this stuff. And Jason Statham, he's kind of like he's the person I used in the trailer or the cover of the game that I designed. So the marketing is all about this guy trying to get his daughter back, and at the end of the first half hour of gameplay, the main character is killed, and you play the rest of the game as his daughter. But you don't know that when you buy the game. So like the whole game is kind of like it's the same kind of game, but you just have a different character.
They did that with Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh well, there you go. It's already been done. Never mind.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
But
just I didn't want to piss on your fire or anything, but
you just did.
I know I did, but I want to explain. So that the first one came out. Obviously, it was about Snake, Solid Snake, and then the second game came out, and there was like, oh, it's all about Solid Snake, and then it was all about Raiden or Raiden, whatever his fucking name is, and you play as him, and it was a massive troll that Hideo Kojima did.
Yeah, cool. Well, great minds think alike. There you go.
Exactly.
That's my game.
There you go. I don't know. I think for me, I would like a story-driven game, right, set in the Mafia universe, where they do away with all the stupid side missions that they added into the last one they did, and sort of just make that.
Best things about the game.
It was terrible. I just would like them to make open world games that don't have all that stupid shit that you have to collect for no reason. So there you go. That's
I agree. I think they got to find other things. Like I think Far Cry 5 does a good job with the things you got to blow up. Those are good side missions. I'm glad that they are basically fetch quests when you have to go get the comic books and the bobbleheads and everything, and those are dumb. They got to find other way. I mean, look, the best part about the game, I think they should have side missions like that are like assassination side missions. Those are cool side missions, like the Assassin's Guild in Skyrim. Those are great. That's a great story.
Interesting diversions rather than, just really mind-numbingly boring stuff to do. Right. Just for the sake of it. I mean, interestingly, God of War has collectibles in it, and it has these chests, but what it does is make them into almost like little mini puzzles of how to get to them or how to open them. So it has that stuff in it, but it's done in a more creative way. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there is just stuff you pick up off the ground when you find it in a secret room somewhere or hidden away around the corner, but like the chests and stuff, they've tried to think up interesting ways to get to them or get in them. And there's a bit of Metroidvania. I hate to use that phrase, but it's true. Because there's stuff, from what I can gather, I was in an area and there was these chests. I'm like, I can't figure out how to get to them. How the hell do I get to these? And I was wandering around for ages. And in the end, I went online to look because I thought, I'm too old to be fannying around looking, trying to figure out how to get to these things. And apparently you have to gain extra powers as you play the story. And then you come back to that area and then you can get access to them later on in the game. So there's a little bit of that as well, stuff you can't get to till you've gained other powers. So there you go. That's what I want them to do away with all the shit quests in games.
Moving on. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's it for that email, but there is another email.
Okay, go ahead. Next email.
The next email is off the American Patriot. And he says this. Make America great again.
Oh, fuck Trump.
Yeah, yo guys, it's your best pal Brett here, back again. I'm so glad that you guys read my message last Thursday. I mean, goddamn, you're the greatest. My boys also listen to your show, so say hey to Gaylord Bobby Shee from Whitgum.
What's up?
Yeah, and Texas Ranger. And not forgetting my boy Utah. What you goddamn's name were you on by last week? Some guy burned himself for some fossil fuels? I don't know what fossil fuels are because the only fuels I know is good old American gasoline. Woo! Yeah. Texas Ranger just told me that he wants to build that goddamn wall, goddammit. Man, Trump sure is the greatest. I mean, he said he put guns to teachers. You can finally become a true patriot.
Oh, yeah. Let's give me a gun, sure.
Yeah. And that's some Oh God, here we go. No, I haven't read this in advance, by the way. I can't do this now. And that's from kale eating, electric car driving, sandal wearing, ponytail hippie piece of shit.
Excuse me. I don't eat kale because it's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Everything else in that description is 100% accurate.
Oh God. God damn, I gotta get back to prospecting down them mines, so stay safe and bye-bye, guys.
Yeah, thanks for writing, dude.
There you go. So,
Yeah.
thanks, Brett. Jesus.
God, he's a great American, isn't
I love Brett. He is like the American dream.
he? Yeah.
I love him. Love him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shut
last
up.
email.
You always talk, you Americans. You talk and you talk and you say, let me tell you something, and I just want to say this.
Well, you're dead now, so shut up.
We have another email.
We have off Jason.
I don't need to hear. All right.
And he says this. So, how was the honeymoon for you? How was the honeymoon for you three even? Felt like a lover's quarrel last week on the show, but hopefully you all made up. I mean, the whole I don't want to spoil Far Cry initiative sort of thing was
over.
Was sort of unfair to Stu. I mean, Mike and Eric have spoiled tons of games for us. Wow, the whole thing with the email from your other Texan listener getting ruined by the joyous talk of suicide for a cause was completely mesmerizing. I'm guessing that after the honeymoon was a bit rough for at least that after 10 years, but you guys are finally calling yourselves a threesome. Looks like Mike took you all out for chicken dinner as well. Sorry I missed you at the celebration. I love chicken. But you know, I'm way down deep in the heart of Texas. Please sign up for the threesome counseling before it's too late. Spoiler alert, if you don't, you might just kill each other. Speaking of murder, the fantastic The Invisible Hours gets patched this week with controller support. An incredible murder mystery. Of course, I'm engaging with the rather than the God of War sucker Twizzler Duke. P.I. out.
Twizzlers are yummy. I'm not eating Twizzlers this week, am I? I'm eating Little Debbie Zebra snack cakes. So good.
Weird.
Brilliant. And that's it for emails.
That's it for the show, I think.
I think that is it for the show. Shout outs, people.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Shout out everybody that came to the arcade club. Thank you very much. We love you all. You're all sexy bastards.
To Mighty Ice Dude and for the Turkish bacon pancakes, and Zero Yug for the remixes, and Darren Hilton for all the new sound effects that I never got around to using, and Seth and Sean for coming to meet with me, especially Sean who drove up from Chicago. What?
There you go. And also big thanks to Arcade Club and the staff there, and Andy and his wife and or girlfriend, I'm not sure which it is, and everybody who made it such an amazing day, and Mezzaluna restaurant because the pizzas were amazing, and Chini's brother for eating the biggest pizza on his own that I've ever seen.
Yep, there you go. Done.
There you go. Show's done.
Right.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Love. Bye.
Stop trying to make that happen. It's not going to happen.
Okay, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted.
That was a long show.
Well, it's job done though. Job done. No news. Who cares? We did. It's all done.
And now you can stop listening, dear listener, but we appreciate listening. Why don't you go for a walk?
There you go.
Maybe they are going for a walk already.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
There you go.
Cool.
Right.
I'm having a look what this is. God
Papers?
almighty. It's 30 quid, the Invisible Hours.
You what?
£30 this game.
The game that Jason was talking about.
433.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all in VR. It's a VR game.
Is that the number 433?
433. Hold on.
It is 433. It is, yeah.
Yes, it is, mate. Yeah.
Thank you.
433.
433.
Oh, there is non-VR version of this game coming.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God for that.
Don't worry, Jake.
I wish I could tell Steam, like, just don't show me the VR stuff. Because there have been a few times when I've gone onto Steam and looked around at the new games, and I'd be like, oh, that looks kind of, oh, wait, it's VR.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It does that on the PlayStation as well. Oh, that looks. Oh.
Well, it's almost as though they're trying to get you to buy it.
Yes.
Oh, it's by Tequila Works, this, by the way.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so happy I know that information.
Why are they? What
Who are they?
They're the ones who made Sexy Brutal, Deadlight, Rhyme.
Yep.
Clio making a new game? What's Clio? They did Oxygen Not Included, didn't they?
Yeah. So yeah, they've made some quite decent games. I've got to be honest. I've not played Sexy Brutal. I've got it, and I've never played it.
Oh, me neither.
That's meant to be pretty good.
This. Oh no.
What is that video? I tried to find it the other day.
With the Breath of the Wild one?
Yeah.
Oh. How did you
Have
share
you?
it? Facebook, Twitter.
No. Zelda.
God damn! What are all these notifications on Facebook? I ain't got time for this.
Have you seen this video? I'm sure you, Chinny, probably has. Wait a minute. I was in this. I will just send this to Duke to play. I'm sure you've seen it though.
I stopped, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's only for you two anyway.
Okay.
But I'm sure that Chinny will have seen this. But I thought I'd send it. Well, you'll see. You'll know straight away.
Where are you gonna send it?
I've sent it to Duke on his own, so you don't know what it is until he plays it.
All right. Comes.
It's only 25 seconds.
Thanks, Sherloid. Bye. Sherloid.
Oh, shit.
And don't forget all the trouble we got into.
Why does somebody not know how to flush a toilet after they've had a shit?
What do you mean?
Well, I was fucking one of yes. Disgusting.
You know, I knew what it was before it even showed up. But I thought it was going to be a little more subtle than that.
Oh, no.
That's awesome. I mean, here's what I don't get.
Do you know who sent that to me? Millie. Millie went, have you seen this? And put it on WhatsApp.
But why do you post that? I can
Yeah.
see you happening.
Yeah,
I
but
can
for the
see it
views. For the views.
I know.
Well,
I know. It's just
obviously the mum had no idea that we're making a YouTube video at the time.
girls. What I'm saying though is the girls are they're gonna sing a song or something. It's
Yeah.
fine. And then like and then she walks in and does that, and it's like, oh god, I'm so embarrassed. But they still posted it.
Of course they did. Why wouldn't you?
Because your mom is yelling at you for not taking the toilet.
Maybe that like the dad found it and posted it.
Oh my god. It's one of the funniest things I've seen. I laugh so much. And that's Millie for you. And these days she just sends some very funny things, I've got to say. I know, obviously she she doesn't swear herself, but she does sort of send stuff with swearing in it.
Did you send it on WhatsApp?
Yeah, she just sent it to me on WhatsApp, yeah.
So did you send me that Breath of the Wild?
No. Oh, no, the Breath of the Wild thing I might have done. That was a link I sent you, wasn't it, from the Facebook?
Facebook.
Yeah, I sent it via Facebook. It was someone on Facebook sent the link to me, and then I forwarded it on to you.
Yeah,
I think I might have just emailed it to you, did I not?
Maybe.
The Breath of the Wild thing. Well, yes, it's very funny, isn't it?
Speak pipe.
But it's even the way she talks to her kids who are really young, with the swearing. And like, no one would.
I find this adorable that you're talking about like a 7-year-old video. By the way, I just find this fantastic.
Is that how old that is?
It's fucking well old.
Oh no, it's not. It's 4 years ago.
Fucking ages.
Look, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I've only just seen it. All right.
I feel like I was on
And
different.
Duke's only just seen it.
I don't care. Well, you two got to fucking keep up.
I can't find it, Chinny. I'm sorry.
He'll have to find it. You have to do. That's actually just don't go to work tomorrow and just find that video.
What, the Breath of the Wild thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I can find you that in about 3 seconds.
1, 2, 3.
All right, I know that quite. All right, fucking steady your nerves. Hold up, I'll find it for you now.
No, that's not. Oh wait, maybe that was it on the side. Yeah, there we go. Take this. Take this.
What an adventure I'm having.
Yeah, there we go. I got it. I beat you, Stu. Haha, I'm better.
Yeah, you did. I was just gonna find it.
Okay. Ba-ba-da-bam.
Thank you.
Yep.
need
I will
to-
fight you. I think this is the best game ever.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. Right. I'm gonna go.
Right,
me
no
too.
worries.
Have a good weekend or a good week, y'all.
Catch you
Yeah, you
later.
too. Hey, how many weeks is it till you finish, Duke? Now, not long, I'm guessing.
Oh, 7, I think.
Nice. Nice.
Yes, Millie's finishing at the same time as you this year.
Ooh, how about that?
Well, similar. She finishes on the 15th of June this year. That's on
Yeah.
the day of her last exam.
Yep.
So yeah, she's
Well,
got
good
her
luck.
first. Sorry, go on.
I said tell her good luck with her exam.
Well, she's got her first exam tomorrow. Her French speaking tomorrow.
Bon chance.
Yeah.
Étudier.
And then she's sort of.
Have a good
And
night.
then
He's
she's now
going.
got another one.
He's going.
I know. Goodbye.
I've never let him stop him before.
Oh my god.
Haven't stopped me before, man.
All right.
Tell
Bye,
her I
Duke.
said good luck, and then
I will do. I'll tell her.
Okay, peace.
Bye.
Bye.